Okay, we're back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This sucks for... Yeah, we're back. It sucks for YouTube more because it makes a second link. Like, YouTube still hasn't really figured out streaming. It's got some things that it does way better than Twitch. But the fact that it's like kind of hard to discover in the first place, and then on top of that, the problem more so than anything else is just that it's straight up makes a new link for every video. Makes it a huge pain in the ass. What happened? Oh, my internet dropped. But we're back. We're alive. Here, let me put the new link in the description. Pokemon Pocket bug fix just dropped? What was the bug? I blame that for this dying. Got a push notification from YouTube, which is very confident. Hell yeah. What the putanka is the tabarnak? I can't say that without the toucan. Need the tuk. Now I'm French Canadian. And cover your ears. Oh, dang. Anyway, we're back. We're having a good time. We got Squishy. Squishy's gonna make it. Didn't say what the bug. Just said bug fix. Dude, you wanna know something crazy? To unlock Mew in Pokemon Pocket, you need to get one copy of each of the original 150. And before this morning, I had all of them, except for Kabutops, Gloom, and Graveler. And then this morning I opened 2 packs, and I got Gloom and Kabutops. So now I only need Graveler to finish it. That's it, just Graveler. So I hope someone gets one in their Wonder pick. Let me see. This is great when your streamer just decides he's gonna stop playing the game and look at his phone. What level am I? I think like 26. 25, something like that. Buy him? I don't want to. I would rather just open free packs. And then get the Graveler at whatever point. Because I'm not going to use Mew. So I'll get it when I get it, you know? I bought a couple of the other cards I needed for it. Like, I bought Beedrill, which I needed, and I bought a regular Starmie. So, like, some basic stuff. Basically, so I only had to pull cards from one pack, the Charizard pack, in order to get it. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a Golem, but I already got Golem. Starmie. It's taunting me with all these cards that I didn't have before, like, yesterday. Just give me a Graveler. It's not even, like, rare. What's the deal? Why do you hate Graveler so much? It's fine. It's nothing. It's only 75 points. He's actually only 70 points. I probably have 1,000 pack points. No, I have 150 pack points. Also, I didn't see what my my level was. I'm level 28. I use my pack points to buy doubles and shit of cards that I need to, like, make decks. That's why I have the, what do you call it, the Raichu deck. Starting to save hourglasses for next pack drops. Yeah, me too. I've got not a whole lot saved up. I've got like 8 right now because I used a couple today. But I also have like the premium missions that's going to give me some shit. I still have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 from that. Yeah, okay, so we got stuff. And then the 4 per day. I wonder what's going to come out in the mini pack, right? Because these card games always have a mini pack in between major releases. So I wonder if it's going to be like a combination of like, here's some like select cards and also like some new stuff. Or if it's going to be all new stuff, you know? And also the first pack was like actually huge. 200 cards in the first pack is like crazy. You think about Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, they came out with like 2 packs, like each, they would do 2 packs, then 1 pack, then 2 packs, then 1 pack. And the 1 pack was a little bit smaller, but they would have like 70 cards each in them. So like this is like a lot for the first. You have 254 hourglasses saved up, nice. Next expansion is coming out in a couple of weeks, but that's not been confirmed. Yeah, it's supposed to be December 19th, I believe. And then the big Gen 2 drop is coming out in January. January, late January, or early February, something like that. As long as they keep doing like weekly missions, like they did with the Venusaur and the Lapras and all that, I think that'll be fine. Give me something. I know they have a new thing coming up. Well, they have a couple of new things coming up. One. Okay, I dropped there, but I'm back. Hello. I'm still here. I'm still alive. They did, there's going to be a Wonder Pick only thing like there was with Mew and Chansey, except with Bulbasaur and Magnemite. That's been confirmed. That's like, you can see those cards in the game right now. If you look at the available promo cards, there's a Bulbasaur and there's a Magnemite that you can't get yet. If I hosted Pokemon TCG Pocket Tournaments and advertised it, I'd get huge traction. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about it. And then, what's the other thing? So there's those, and then we have... What else? What else? What else? What else has been confirmed? So there's those 2. And then, oh yeah, people data mined and they found that the next combat mission, like PvP mission, is to win 5 games in a row. Which I think for most people is going to be like borderline impossible. I saw a bunch of people talk about how like it was really stupid and how no one was going to get it. But I regularly go on like 7 or 8 game win streaks per day when I'm like actually playing. If I play like 20, 30 games in a day, I'll probably win 5 in a row like once or twice. I don't think it's that bad. If you have like a solid deck, it's not that bad. I'm gonna put ranked matchmaker. Something that feels very beta than PvP. Yeah, I don't disagree. Be one of the first in the scene will blow up, or 100 other people will start doing it and it'll suck ass. You know, impossible to tell. I'm at 888, by the way. I'm almost at 900, and I'm gonna fucking explode Ranky with these stats. The problem of pivoting to doing Pokemon content is that you have to only do Pokemon content. It's the price you pay. Because Pokemon fans don't play second games. They'll get very mad at you. I had people from the Meg Cargo video be like, when I posted, I think it was the Sleepyhead portion of the Nuzlocke was what came after. And they were like, I don't want to watch this shit. Like, the fuck, I'm unsubscribing. And it's like, okay, you've been subscribed for 1 day, man. Like, why do you think I give a shit? When I say your old competitive tier list still holds true today, there's some things that are wrong on it, but it's by and large still correct. The best stuff is still the best stuff. Some things are like, Niton is better than I ranked him. Other than that, there's not a lot that's like crazy inaccurate. some stuff is like maybe a tier higher or a tier lower, but there's nothing that's like really, really out of place. You have diehard Pokemon fans and normal Pokemon fans like us. The goal of any streamer, and they lie to you about this when they say it's not the case, but the goal of any streamer who like wants to stream and like make it a thing is to be a variety streamer. Everybody wants to just be able to play whatever they want and make money on it. That's the goal. And historically, whenever I play anything I want that's not DQM or Monster Rancher, I get like literally 0 viewers. So we'll see. Pokemon fans don't even play Pokemon, they just complain. I think that's true for every big competitive scene. So this is pretty close. I don't like how close it is. I lied. We win! GG's! Because I'm playing Monkey Boxer. Okay, also that, people watch Monkey Puncher. Not as many as people who watch Monster Rancher, but like people still tuned into that. But I play anything else. When I played SSX on stream, I think they were pretty good streams. But we were getting like 20 viewers. When I do fighting games are poison. If you did not come up as a fighting game creator, people do not give a shit. And they won't. And that's fine. It's just, it is what it is. They're way too niche. Even though you would think like Street Fighter, one of the best-selling games of all time. Second best fighting game, like, by sales of all time after Smash Ult. And it's just like, nobody actually wants to watch fighting games. And that's fine. I understand. That's not maybe the kids who are wrong. Or maybe it's, am I so out of touch? No, it's children who are wrong. No, it's, people have limited time on this earth. And they don't want to watch you grind ranked. You have to be okay with that. So many ass streamers and Pokemon's creators out there hitting 100k for no reason. What's really crazy is when Scarlet Violet came out, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll play some. Because I think it was the Meg Cargo video had come out. And then it was a couple of months after that. And I was like, this will do okay. I got the Meg Cargo viewership. And I was like maxing out at like maybe 40 viewers. Like, it wasn't great. Breaking out the Guilty Gear for those 2 guys in that bot that always seems to show up. Yeah, exactly. I haven't played much of the new season. I don't really like what they did to the game. I understand, you know, it's their vision and it is what it is, but it's fucking crazy now. It's too crazy for me. Easy way to get mad playing a fighting game. As if it wasn't easy enough already. If I had like a day for tournaments, I think we could probably set aside that day. The problem is with my schedule, shit comes up last minute. I would have to like hard line in the sand, hey, work. I cannot work X day anymore. What's my most successful stream? Our Deluxe Cup 2. Not Deluxe Cup 2, Legend Cup 2, which was the end of Monster Rancher Battle League Season 2. It was 3 or 4 days after DX came out, and we had like 400 concurrent viewers for like the whole stream. This isn't including like, oh, I got a big raid, or we're on the front page of Twitch. Like, that's like, everybody was invested, everyone was there organically. Watching Monster Rancher is just like watching a fighting game, but way better because the characters are fucking stupid. Yeah, that's fair. Default card art for Gel is pretty sweet. Yeah, it's actually really nice. It's like a tiny bit imposing. Like, that's what you need for cool card art, right? You need a good angle, and then either it's imposing or there's like a cool expression or something like that. He doesn't like cup jelly, that's okay. We're gonna see if we can get another toy, though. We cannot, that's okay. Alright, so April, May? May's coming up, you know what that means. It's posed and well and has good color, yeah. I think it's better than early season 3 with the OG White Wild Assaults, but the character balance is definitely wackier, not even considering Dizzy. So people like to complain about White Wild Assault, but people don't actually care about White Wild Assault. What they care about is Gold Lewis and Nago. Pot and Bedman were not getting the same shit off of White Wild Assault that those fuckers were. The problem was not the mechanic. It was giving it to 2 broken characters. Pot had some stuff. Like, Pot wasn't helpless. But it was like, necessary for Bedman. He needed that shit. Normal Dragon's another example of cool card art. Yeah, he's got the dynamic pose. He's doing the Jeb. Dragon with an exclamation mark. I can understand why early S3 you wouldn't enjoy it. This season, though, it's just like, the changes are too... It's not even that, like, the game is too... like, goofy as much as it is. It's just, it's too much for me to relearn. I'm okay with the game, time I've spent with the game. I'm fine if I don't play a whole lot more of it. I enjoyed it. I think it's a very good game. But I don't want to put the time in to get good at it again. And I feel like I have to restart. Love the content. Just finished watching the old Nuzlocke run. I'm wondering if this will be made into a little series. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. This winter, my work slows down a little bit. So we're going to be putting out the new season, like, serialized with, like, you know, 4-hour stream cut up into 40 minutes or whatever it is normally. Or we checked off the RAM or Gold Lewis changes in Mad Lad. So, luckily, the RAM changes are a bug. They're not intended. The whole, like, the sword stays out when she gets hit and shit is, like, completely unintentional, and it's being addressed. The Gold Lewis changes are, like, actually insane. Like, somebody at Arxis is like, I want this to be the best character in the game. Would I stream DBZ games? I'm not really a big DBZ fan. I don't have anything against it, but, like, I don't know enough about it. I watched most of the Frieza saga when it was... I don't want to say when it was new, but when it was aired for the first time in North America. But that's about it. Okay, we're gonna nut soil here. 989. Is 989 enough to win this? I don't have a lot of life. Here's what I do. I try. Here's what I do. I sit on you. I'm gonna try. I won't promise I'll try, but I'll try to try. That's a bad time to cheat. But it is a good time to scold for extra... Why didn't he get any fear from that? Goon. Alright, this is an okay time. We'll try. I'm not gonna do a lot of damage. I'm not super tanky. I do have 171 defense, which is okay. But I think we'll see how Capella's doing, and maybe we'll give up against Capella. If he loses the first game, we'll quit. Milliam and Haramau, not really worried. Especially if you're seeing stuff like that. Oh, the foolery. Oh no. Oh no. Please don't kick me. Alright, the triple foolery into the stab. I don't like this. Dude. Can I, like, not get hit by everything? Okay. GG's. She's dead. And now he will try. Call me KDJ, baby. Alright, Haramau, it's up to you. Yeah, okay. There's no point in risking it. Oh, but he lost too? Okay, so I'm going to need Capella to lose to Milliam. And then if I fight Milliam again, we're okay. We back, baby? Yeah. Milliam kind of popped off at the start, she did. What happened to the stream? Yeah, internet died. It wasn't a Twitch thing. It was my whole internet. The whole of the internet died. I'm getting smacked. I got 99 guts. And a foolery. And a chance? Maybe? Alright, I'm getting hit a lot. But he's not going to do enough damage. He hit me like 12 times. I plan to do traditional Monster Rancher movie night Christmas stream. Not Christmas, but New Year's, yes. Alright, let's play Milliam again. That worked out. Get tentacled. I think he said it to be lewd. To be a lewd dude with an attitude. We can't hit her with the whip? Alright, we're getting kissed. Getting smooched in my favorite game. Help me. Help me! Hi, Daddy, I'm dying. I'm making that a sound effect tomorrow, by the way. So that'll be up for tomorrow's stream. Hey, we did it. Alright, more troll runs. Did you got here early? Kinda. I've been streaming for about an hour. My stream died. So if it looks like I've only been up for a couple minutes. 1, 2, 3. Easy as A, B, C. At least his power skill in life. All stats I can use. Alright. I need an errantry. A 100. Do I need Trorons right now? Still baby-sized. Troron will give me 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 in the stat. I don't think I need Trorons here. I think I need to try and make a little bit more money. Is this a new file? No. Same file. But we had a little bit of bad luck. Also, unfortunately, Gel's not like the best monster out of the box for this because, you know, he's got good intelligence gains and not a lot of intelligence attacks. Also this winter, I really want to sit down and learn more about game dev. I'm excited about that too. This summer, I was learning stuff about models and, like, you know, I was doing a lot of 3D modeling stuff and I was learning about Godot. But then the fall came in and I just, like, didn't have any time to do anything, so that all got put on hold. And I have a feeling that's kind of gonna be how it goes. Until I get into, like, a rhythm of, like, actually working on something and, like, maybe putting aside a couple hours a week to do it. It's gonna be, I will work on it when I'm not dying. And until then, you know, it's gonna sit on the back burner. Games these days don't have the same post-game content as they used to. I think they very much do. I think it's way more than it ever used to be. I'm scaring you with the stutter? Why? Gotta get that Neuralink. Yeah, I'm gonna ask. What is it? Is that the fucking Onion article? We taught a chimpanzee how to. We put an implant in a chimpanzee's brain, and he immediately told us he wanted to kill himself or something like that. He just pulled the golden Charizard EX. Nice, I'm happy for you. I will say, I don't think the gold looks as good as the regular 2 stars for any of them, the Pikachu, the Charizard, or the Mewtwo. Okay, what's happening this August? We missed the Nagil Cup, which I probably should have done to try and make some more money. But there's gotta be something here. Desert Moon Cup? Get some Desert Moons? Would it be hard to build him crit in a Nuzlocke? Yes. Like, unbelievably difficult. A crit build is not really something you can do passively. You need to actively, like, kill your monster, basically, to get it set up to be high crit. And what that ends up doing is, you know, obviously you waste a shit ton of lifespan to make it happen. It's something you do once you're done raising your monster and all your stats are in place. You just put them there and you stress them the fuck out, and that raises their critical hit chance. What moves am I thinking about picking up? We're gonna get probably the Hit Tex and Cube. It's probably fine. Rules, exclamation. Well, sorry, on YouTube I don't have any commands written, but you can actually just see it in the description. Just making bank with Squishy. Oh, that's right. Because it's a new video, maybe it's not on the new one here. Give me one sec. Let me add it to the description. You might need to reload. Yeah. Here, one sec. Yeah, just refresh the stream, and you should see it in the description now. You also lose a lot of stress after every battle and have to re-stress them for each turn in casual playthrough. Yeah, just making bank with Squishy. I think we have a good chance to get pretty far. I wouldn't be surprised if we could, like, maybe win one of the major 4 or something. Gel's a really good monster. It's just, you know, there are issues with early game. I got some solid min-maxing going on, almost 300 power. Good amount of skill. I think he can do pretty good. I'm not too stressed about him. I do think the goal is to make money. Like, I think we're gonna try and farm B rank a little bit, but you know, it's not the end of the world if we can't spend a ton of time in rank B. Right now, we're just making bank because, you know, we're broke. Looking forward to some satisfying cubes. Me too, brother. I would love to get a errantry notice. Okay, can we get some good gains off this? Skill, life, and power? The same 1, 2, 3, but in a different order. I'll take it. No, I need to sell... Oh, hold on, whose chips? Kato's chips? Okay, he's an adolescent, so his gains are going to start getting a little bit better, but they're still not going to be good. Because he has pretty bad power gains. I'm hoping we can get enough money that we can start no-resting him during Prime. And then, while that's expensive, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't do it, you're going to lose money anyway. How much bad nature do they have for the stress crit bonus? They just have to have minus 20. Or minus 1, sorry. But the problem is, once you're at that point, you are relying on your opponent's fame to increase your stress as well. So for something like this, where your opponent isn't always going to have 100 fame, it's not good. It does just have to be minus 1, yeah. Okay, 60 points off. We're doing okay. We'll be over 300 power for the tournament. That's obviously very nice. I'm going to do regular power drill here. Do the NPC mods even have fame, or are they all defaulted to 0? It says so on Legend Cup. Let's see. On Legend Cup, if we take a look at Monster Rancher 2 guides, also my nose is very itchy all of a sudden, sorry. Tournament opponents, where opponents and enemies. I don't see a listing for fame, so I'm gonna guess every monster has 0 fame. Unless it's different. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's got 100 fame. I mean, it's possible, but sort of seems like the sort of thing they'd not bother with. Yeah. Nuzlocke might be soft locked. I have Pixie with 900 stats and Flame, but I forgot to get Bolt, and she couldn't beat rank E at the first time I tried. I saw you talking about that, and it's kind of funny to me because that's happened to me like many times where I've been at cap and I've lost rank E, and you just got to keep doing it. You can do it a couple times. Hey, Kinesis, thank you for the sub. Oakleyman definitely has 100 fame. Maybe. Damn. What happened? It's funny. I guess it's first of the month. So people have to resubscribe. Yes, that's true. Okay, that makes sense. Because my subs dropped by 30. I was like, why am I like lost 30 subs overnight? But yeah, it's the first of the month. That makes sense. How's it going? It's going well. We're doing we got rid of the dog. He died immediately. And this guy's looking like he's gonna be pretty okay. Unless he attacks constantly and misses and gets smoked that way. Getting 2 whips would be nice too. If we get 2 whips, we might give up on getting some of the hit techs, like gel press. We'll still get oh, a huge fluff just went on my nose. I saw it floating through the air and it, oh, gross. Gross. Anyway, we survive. We persist. Oh my god, earlier today, I sniffed like that, and I felt something get stuck in my sinuses, like something hard, and I was like, oh no, what the hell is that? Like, it was painful. And so I, like, breathed in as hard as I could, and, like, it sucked it into my mouth, and what it was a gigantic, like, chunk of like snot, but like hard and like blood. And I don't know if that's because it's like dry in the air, and I don't know what it was, but it was like it's gross, I'm sorry, but it was just like an unreal amount of pain having that stuck in my sinus. And I'm like, how big are like the sinus tubes? Because there's no way they're that big. like that big, like that's I don't know, man. Thought I was gonna die. Anyway, that's how my morning went. And then I did boxing. Gel seems like a great Nuzlocke mon. Pure gel, probably not so much, but stuff like muddy gel or like rocky gel, things with good power gains, definitely. Oakleyman, the final boss monster enter 2. Master Pabs has a final monster, Oakleyman, in the freezer if you beat most 100 times. It'd be so funny if it was just like the original Oakleyman still. We got to trigger the brother sound. That's unfortunate. You can see the sinuses in a well-preserved skull. I haven't been looking at a lot of well-preserved skulls lately. That's maybe my fault. Casey had to have nose surgery right after high school, and the gigantic booger she had after it for like months and after recovery were insane. That's so funny. 6-inch boogers, hell yeah. It's like, have you ever seen, there was like a famous video on YouTube like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, of a guy who had surgery and they like packed his nose and they forgot to take the packing out, and they were like, oh, it's been like, I've been having trouble breathing and this and that. And he goes in and they pull out this like wad of cotton that's like this long, and like it's like a big tube of cotton. It looks like a gigantic tampon that's been like soaking in his nose for like months, and it's so nasty, man. But when they pull it out, it's just like this like really long slimy booger like drops. It looks like string cheese. It's like a 1.5 feet long attached to it. I was like, that poor man. And it's so funny because I remember all the comments being like, this is why you don't snort cocaine. Classic from years of cocaine use. It's like, brother, it's like packing gauze. What the fuck are you talking about? Had her nose packed when we went to see her. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Oh no. YouTube comments have never been good. There's never been a time where they've been like acceptable. You guys are like, for the most part, very nice, and I appreciate it because it's not a nice place to like have to read comments on. You're eating? Well, not anymore. That's a you problem. Gaboo tournament, that would be cool. Oakley Man, Reckoning, Regretti, Ordorf, and they're all just the regular stats, yeah. I'm thinking more and more about this Pokemon TCGP tournament series idea. I think it would be kind of interesting. Though, my problem with card games, and I run into this with MRBC as well. MRBC is another thing I love running and fucking nobody watches. So it's not like it's hard to justify because I don't really give a shit. Hold on, why do I have 14 comments? Okay, so I just got a whisper on Twitch. This is so funny. From September, I was playing Guilty Gear, and I was playing against this guy who was beating my ass, and then I got like one good combo on him, and then he stopped playing and like let me win. And he did that the first round, and then the second round basically did the same thing, and I just like alt F4'd because like I don't want to win that way. It's shitty. So I was like, and then he followed me immediately after. I was like, hey, I appreciate the follow. I'm not going to take an undeserved win. Not sure what that was about, but GG's either way. Obviously, you're a solid player. And then he just got back to me today, and he's like, my bad, I just saw this. I was trying to remember what happened, but I think I remember. That's fair, though. I wouldn't want someone to let me farm into Celestial either. I didn't mean it as disrespect or anything. Just wanted it to be a homie skip challenge. Because I know it can be annoying. GG's. What a nice guy. He's just being nice. But yes, I wasn't into that. Do I have Reddit? Kind of. I do technically have a Reddit account. I don't even have a profile picture on it, though. Would dare leave a mean comment on YouTube? It's people leave unhinged comments on YouTube, and it's been like that since the beginning. Since time immemorial, as the kids say. Do the kids say that? I think they do. With a few posts, you can easily build up momentum for Reddit on Pokemon CCGP. I think also this week, I want to put out a video about the Raichu deck. But my problem is, I don't really know how to talk about it yet. I don't know how to talk about the game yet, because it's not like, I don't have any cachet in it right now, right? Like, I don't have, like, hey, I just won a tournament with this. It would just be, like, here's a deck profile. I don't know. I'm sure I could come up with something. But also, it comes down to the same thing it always has, where I don't make videos for the sake of making videos. And I tried that around the time Ultra Kaiju came out, where I was putting out a video every day, basically a short before YouTube Shorts existed. And I hated it. I was miserable. It's it made me want to stop making videos. Cup Jelly question. If your monster asks for Cup Jelly randomly, can you get a diamond mark from it? I don't know, because when the monsters ask you for food, it's technically a different item. I think that you can, though. It's a different item than, like, the food they ask for. The fatigue, or sorry, the stress reduction isn't the same and stuff like that. But I think you can. Honestly, I think I get in my own way a lot when it comes to making videos or like growing the channel or whatever, because it's kind of antithetical to what I do streaming for in the first place, which is kind of just like it's stress relief and like making videos is fun. And I absolutely don't want it to be a day job. Obviously, making more money from it would be nice, and I'm not going to say it wouldn't. I'm never going to say no to more money unless, you know, it requires me to take the fun out of it in the first place, which I think it would. I was training my Jill last night and he kept asking for meat immediately after I fed him meat. If he says yes, does he get 2 times the meat effect? No. Oh, when he asks for more food, yes. Yes. If he asks for meat after like training or whatever, you won't get the stress reduction. I'm still adolescent 1, so I don't want to go too hard on the items. We got like another 300 points to put in. You want seconds after the monthly meal, yeah. Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying. Okay, earn tree sale ready? Do we get it? Is it time? Okay, so first off, so I'm not surprised. And that's sale too? Okay. Nice that it worked out like that. Move viewer. Let's take a look at the move viewer. We've used whip 25 times and stab 39 times. So we can get pierce, which isn't bad. It's probably better than stab in slot 1. Gel top, gel cube still available. What do we get first? I think we get... I don't know. First, I don't know. A video about ranking TCG decks and then a Pokemon TCG series on the different types and in-depth dive. When you say ranking TCG decks, do you mean separate from TCGP? Because I don't know fucking anything about regular Pokemon TCG. Like, I know how to play it. I've got binders full of women, I mean cards. That's an old reference. I don't know if you guys get that. That's fine, though. Where are you hiding? I don't think it's in there. Really? I have a big ass binder full of them. I do not see it in any of my drawers. My drawers. Where would you be? Who could it be now? I got this thing. I've shown this on stream a couple times. This is the only thing a fan has ever sent me. And this happened like years ago. I got a VHS of 4 Monster Rancher episodes. Or 2 Monster Rancher episodes. 3? It's Eternal Worm, Tiger of the Wind, and Hare's Trick. We got Joker's Trick. What the fuck is my binder? Moose Romney over here? It's me. Your first tier list on TGCP. So, I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. Fuck, man. I gotta find the binder now. This is killing me. One sec. Un momento. I'm like genuinely at a loss for where it could be, because I could have sworn it was in one of these drawers. It's not on my desk. Damn, I'm perplexed. It's buried here somewhere in this pile of bags. Bags, bags, bags. I'll be back. You took the binder? You son of a bitch. Found it. Emerged from the shadows. So I have a lot of this is like new stuff. Some of it's not. Yeah, let me find something cool. Look at that. Oh, okay. Pride and Joy. Before we get to anything else, I gotta talk about my favorite card. It's about 10 years old now. We got Full Art Waylord EX. This shit is stupid. It was the first card to come out, first basic card to come out with like 250 life. And it was in a stall deck where you just like let it take damage, and then you put it back in your hand and you play another one. And you just mill your opponent out that way. Very funny card. It was a top deck. We got, none of this is sorted. We got some old Gen 2 stuff. We got a Rocket Scyther, which is sick. We got an Ursa Ring, we got a Pichu. We're just doing this now. We got Ancient Mew. Hell yeah, we got Ancient Mew. Still in pretty good shape. I rated a PSA 10. I rated a PSA 10. This Pichu actually has a huge crease down the middle of it. I found it in a puddle, so it's, you know, the best I could hope for, all things considered. Hey! For whatever reason, this Jungle Venomoth is like... I just love the colors on this card and the original like, Ken Sugimori Venomoth. It's so pretty. I always loved this card as a kid. Are we just looking at cards now? We got gel sounds in the background. Here, let me adjust my camera. We can take a look at some cards. Watch the viewership just tank. Okay. How am I gonna do this? I gotta get out of the way. There, I'll hold the camera. Oh, hell yeah. That's not fucked up to look at at all. Oh, it sounds so boomer. Old Pokemon arts are so good, so much soul. You know what? It was really surprising to me. The thing I learned very recently, i.e. yesterday, as we were reminiscing about this. Most of the first set was drawn by 2 people. Alright. I'll have to look at it from this way. I went through a little period in like 2015, 2014 where I was like looking at cards again. 10-minute intermission for some Pokemon cards. This isn't all the cards I've ever had. I had a huge, also like it's not, this is a set 2 Chansey, so it's worth like $20 and not like 1,000. But yeah, there's a little while. Oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it all. That's really funny. I don't know if I have a better solution for this. I can't zoom out. Can I zoom out? I think I can only zoom in with this camera. There we go. We're zooming out. We call this digital zoom because my digits are holding it up. You can't see anything. If there's something cool on a page that's not in these like 12 here, I'll take a look at it. A lot of my cards got water damaged. I lost a lot of them after I moved out. So the fact that stuff like original Jungle Venomoth and shit is still like near mint is pretty hype. Sabrina's Gengar is a sick card. Sabrina's Venomoth and Mr. Mime from set 2. Dark Vileplume. That's a clean page if I do say so myself. Can I swap Squishy in my face cam. Yeah, why am I doing this? This is stupid. Yeah, okay. There we go. Hey, I can actually fit it. There. You can see everything. Thank you for not being insanely stupid like me. That was actually embarrassing how dumb that was. Everything's quite shiny. So, sorry, Gallade. You specifically are gonna get fucked up. Anyway. Yeah. This'll be fun in the VOD. Oh, yes, we were talking about this the other day. This might be my favorite card art of all time. I love this Hitmontop. It's not hollow. The very first time I, like, did a complex trade for Pokemon cards, not just straight up 1-for-1, was for my friend's Hitmontop. And I traded him, like, a dozen cards. But here's where it gets stupid. Me and another one of my friends traded him, like, a dozen cards combined. So it became an issue of, like, I gave him some cards, and my friend gave him some cards, and we had, like, joint custody of the Hitmontop card. And obviously that shit did not work out, right? Obviously it didn't work out. But it was a lesson I learned. It was awful. Hey, Hackback, thank you. Should make a scene where your monster is the face cam and I'm on screen, so Squishy can still be involved? Okay, that's fair. I understand that. Here, I still have these sitting on my desk. I haven't done anything with all the Monster Rancher cards. Literally, since we opened the packs like 2 months ago, they've just been sitting on my desk. I need something to do with them. Maybe I'll buy a second binder. Complex trade got way too complex. And it got more complex after that because the problem was my friend who traded the Hitmontop to me in the first place decided eventually that he wanted it back. And, you know, we were young, so he just asked his parents to, like, ask me, and I was like, yeah, okay, fine. Like, obviously this is too complicated, and we're not going to make it happen. And my other friend was like, no, fuck that. I want to keep this card. So it became like, it's like he didn't want to give it up. And so he was being a huge asshole about it. And... okay. There. What is it? Is it Alt? I don't know where to put him. Put him right here. There we go. Yeah, so like lots of these are new and I have like no real attachment to them. The full art Passimian is sick. I do like him. But yeah, I probably should have done a better job of sorting this. It's just everything is everywhere. Oh, what the fuck is this? I don't even remember this. Trevenant Break. It's like a sideways art card. Alright, they got too many things going on. Hisuian Arcanine. Did I buy cards that new? I think I got a couple of packs recently, like 2 years ago. Full art Smeargle's nice. This Archeops has like a... I don't know if you can see it in the art, but the holographic portion of it is like corduroy, like ribbed. Kind of neat. I remember trading PS1 games with a friend, then cried like... And then he cried like the game wasn't fun when he played it alone. That's so funny. I remember so asset trading. My parents told me I was only allowed to trade doubles the next day on the bus in grade 2. My friend tried to trade for... I don't know what you were going to say there. Yeah, big Simisear. We got a Reuniclus. I'm a big Reuniclus fan. Hisuian Avalugg? I don't remember getting any of these cards, man. That was only 2 years ago. If you asked me if I had any Hisuian cards, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, of course I don't. And then we got... I think that's it for all my stars that I have here. I got a lot of shit that's missing. Like, I got the original base decks. So I had like Machamp and Hitmonchan, and I'm missing Jungle. That can't be all of them. That absolutely can't be all of them. I'm missing like Jungle, Articuno, and then the Gen 2 Kabutops, and Forretress. Well, we'll keep going through it. We'll see if we find them later. Yeah, we got all the old cards. A couple of new ones. Mostly old ones. Old ass Wartortle. That's a base set Wartortle, not even base 2. That's cool. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. Blaine's Doduo. Couple of Meowths. We're looking for something fancy here. Some of the clay cell shaded cards kind of interesting. Yeah, me too. Jungle Oddish in good shape. Lots of this stuff's in pretty good shape. The old CG Gloom and the cards like that. Okay. I gotta be missing some stuff. Like, I know I'm missing some stuff, but there's gotta be some stuff that, like, I have somewhere else. Because I remember seeing, like, my, my Forretress lately. And I don't see him here. Separated into type, but not in any other way is a very funny way to sort your cards. I gotta go back through those other ones and see if I can find it. Where's my Forretress? We want Chili Willy. Oh, do I still have my, my fake cards? I hope so. I had a couple of fake cards which were sick. Yeah! Look at these two! I guess all 4 of these. Hell yeah. Look at that. Dude, look at the color on the back. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. Take a look at fake ass Sandshrew and a real card. Okay, so first off, you will notice that it is much thinner. Is it the same height? About the same height, but it's much thinner. And then the color on the back is, you know, marginally different. This is pretty funny. I had a whole set of these, and what's funny is it came in like a whole ass booster, so it had like the proper cards. And I remember my sister got a fake Pidgeotto. Oh man, it's so funny. Don't like Pokemon, but it's cool. You're on the wrong stream right now. I'm sorry to tell you, friend. Okay, I'm gonna look again because I want. Where's the fuck's my Forretress? Be nice if I actually sorted these in any way that made any sense. Second time around, I'm already seeing stuff I didn't see last time, so I'm hoping it's hidden. I also, like, bought a new Forretress, like, a little while ago. It's gotta be in another box somewhere. Yeah, that's fine. So I've got binders full of cards somewhere else. It's obviously not all of them. This Delibird card was sick. I'm pretty sure I won this in a game. Delibird sucks ass, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, let's get back to the actual game. You mean TCG, you don't like the creature? Oh, you like the creatures? Yeah, that's fair. we're back. Welcome back. Little trip down memory lane. Not as much memory lane as I would have hoped. I don't know where a lot of my old nice cards are. That's kind of unfortunate. But it is what it is. Fortress. It's not a real word. I've seen some of that card art since I was 7. That was wonderful to revisit. It's a fun game, and we lost like 30 viewers watching that. Yeah, I wonder where my other cards are. Some got waterlogged and I had to throw them out. It sucks. I had an old red binder with Pikachu on it. And that was my old card binder. It was like I got it for Christmas. I remember that. Just being excited to be able to put my cards in a binder. And then a lot of it got damaged. But I had all of my stars, all my like rare cards in like plastic, like hard singles. I don't know what happened to all that shit. We'll find it later. And by we, I mean I'm gonna visit my parents in a couple months and we'll take a look. Or a couple weeks, I should say. Alright, so here's where we're at with the actual stream that we're doing right now. We're gonna go on errantry. I didn't forget that errantry is up. What do I want to do, though? Do we want a big deck? Or do we want a hit deck? I think big deck is pretty nice. The one that bothers me the most is I have no idea where my first edition foiled Zard went. I never had Zard. I think I knew like one kid at school who had it. I remember a friend who had like really cool Pokemon cards, and his mom would never let him take them to school, like ever. Which is like, you know, probably a smart move from the mom realistically. Can I get Gel Cube? Yeah. You can. It doesn't have like much of a requirement at all. Smart mom. But I was kind of like, at the time, and still kind of as an adult too, I'm like, what's kind of the point of owning this like collectible thing to play with your friends if you never get to like show it off, right? My older brother sold our Pokemon binder, sadly. Probably used the money to buy weed or ICP albums. I mean, that's sick, though. That's cool as hell. Your brother sound awesome. But yeah, I got the deck, like the starter deck that you get Machamp from. And then I got a jungle deck that had Vaporeon as like the ace card. Tripping kids can also be nasty. I'm not even saying it's like a bad thing. It's just me thinking about like what's the point of getting this if, you know, you're not going to show it off. And that's like a very... I don't have like a collectionist or collector in general mindset. I don't like care too much about like collecting stuff. I'm pointing to a shelf with a couple of collectibles on it, but you can't see it. It's just not something that like appeals to me, and so I don't understand why you would like go hard on this thing if you're not going to show it off. But also, as an adult, I understand why you wouldn't. It's just as a kid, it's just different, you know. Just got back into the card game, was hoping for some stuff to build a new deck. Pull a 600 Pikachu, I have no idea what to do with. That Wailord I have is pretty good. It's not, you know, I don't have it graded. And everybody's like, yeah, I don't see any flaws on this. It's probably a 10. PSA in general is a fucking scam and everyone knows it. But 2015. EX full art. Wailord EX 141. Let's take a look. Ungraded's $10. That's not too bad. PSA 10's $100. That's nice for a guard that hasn't seen use in a decade and is not a particularly popular monster in the first place. Even if something is like meta relevant, if it's not like Pikachu or Charizard or Mewtwo or something, it's not going to be really expensive, right? Hey, High Tops, how you doing? Got back into Pokemon cards recently. Yeah, it's I don't think I'm gonna get invested in the real TCG. Though Macho did this thing a little while ago with some of his friends, and I think I want to steal the idea. Where they did like a draft league, and every week they added a new set. So they started with base set, and then they added Jungles week 2, and then Fossil week 3, and then Rocket week 4. And then, like, you know, they went through it like that up until they got to the end of the Wizards of the Coast cards. And I think that's a pretty sick idea. I'm not interested in buying all the new cards and making a deck and all that and going to events and shit. I mean, people actually make profit buying and selling cards. Very, very few people do, yes. It's really unbelievably rare to make money doing it. Lots of people try, but you're gambling. It's just strictly gambling. It's like, do a lot of people make money playing blackjack? Yeah, a lot of people do. Most people don't, though. Most people don't. And unlike blackjack, you can't be good at it. You can't be good at pulling cards. The most expensive cards in my binder are literally all Pikachu, Charizards, and Gengars. Yeah, that checks out. There are 4 of us, and the 2 players who lost round 1 got a ban. And our ban list ended up looking really funny by the end of it. I know you banned, like, Jungle Lickitung and shit, which is, like, genuinely funny to me. Completely understandable. Completely understandable, but genuinely funny. It's like gacha, but I imagine, but neat. Yeah. It's like if your life was a gacha game and you needed it to pay rent. I mean, you make of that what you will. See, Whitehound didn't last long. He died in Ranky. Not on purpose, but I also didn't try very hard. That's all I'm gonna say. I wasn't upset when he left. When he left for doggy heaven. Also, thanks for hanging out in the stream even though it crashed earlier. I know that's always like, when that shit happens, you're just like, I could leave. I don't need to stay here. What do I do? Trollron's probably what I want to do. Bagmar's the funniest one. You banned Boober? My boy Boober? Family friend owns a game comic store. Brother asked us about buying cards as an investment once. Owner told us it literally makes more sense to buy stocks. If you were doing it strictly for money, you should just buy an index fund. As someone who doesn't know anything about trading, I don't do any day trading. I got like a couple of stocks that I fuck around with, but you know, it's like maybe I'll make like plus minus $5 a day. You know, like it's like, in my downtime, I'm just like, it's gambling. Small amounts. But like my investments in the last month on like, I want to say like $5,000, like not a whole lot, maybe $6,000. I've made like $500, $600 in the last season, in like 3 months, last quarter. And that's just like $600 for free. Because I put money into a thing, into an index fund. You see, I think I'm up 12% since beginning of the fall. So you're not going to make that on Pokemon cards is all I'm saying. And that's as someone who knows nothing about the stock market or trading. You're just like, look, these people say that this snapshot of the top 50 performing companies is a good thing to invest in, and you're like, yeah, okay. I have no reason not to believe that. That's like reserve list MTG money. Yeah, and you know, odds are a lot higher than it is to pull something from a beta pack or whatever, right? Just need that you at least get something back every once in a while to keep buying cards. If you want to do it... So yeah, you can definitely make a big stream series or video series about TCGP tier lists and deck types. I think there's something to that. I just need to think about what I want to do with format. Because I've got some strong opinions on it. Obviously, stuff like, you know, all the Pikachu decks are the best. That's not a hard sell, right? Like, it is what it is. But stuff like the Kingler Tentacruel deck I'm running is really fun. I think making like homebrew shit is kind of tough when there's not a lot of cards. Once there's more cards, you'll be able to make more fun decks, I think. But also, being limited to 20 lowers your options quite a bit. We're in Adolescence 2, and we're almost at this tournament. We're going to enter this tournament, by the way. Because we're going to gain enough stats here that we're going to be almost 1400. And 232 life is not a lot of life. It is not. But we're probably not going to fight Rock Geiger regardless. I think it'll be okay. Probably add Scolipede in the next set. That'd be fun. Yeah, I'm, with all my downtime, I got ideas. I think tomorrow, I'm gonna sit down and, like, make a list of all the stuff I want to do this winter. And then, like, slowly... I'm probably not gonna get it all done, but, you know, it gives me something to, like, focus on, and, like, I'll pick away at it. Like, I'm still writing a new, a song for the intro video. I know everybody likes the Space Fold, the song we've been playing, but I've been writing something for a long time. And just kind of like picking away at it when inspiration strikes and all that. And I think it's going to turn out pretty good. Ever play Pokemon TCG for Game Boy Color? Yeah. Yeah, that's a sick game. Okay, so I don't have a lot of life. Skill's almost 300, which is pretty solid. Defense is a little bit of something. Power of 545 is insane. Gunburn might end it right here. Okay, who do we have? We don't have Rock Geiger. Gunburn, Susvane, Zamber, Warrenmo, Hayu. Okay, so we have killers. We got Brandon Flowers here. I do gotta be a little bit scared. Unless I can... I was gonna say, unless I can cube immediately, I'm gonna be a little bit worried. Okay. Tail Assaults suck, but they are not... No! This is awful. Didn't hit a single time. I got more skill than he does. Okay, so here's what we do now. We roll our next monster and we see what's up. And if it's good, we keep going. And if it's not, I think we gotta start again. Foolery Tongue Slap. He's got 75 loyalty now, by the way. So literally, like 95% chance to not do Foolery. you know, we're not doing terrible on money. The investment talk a bit ago reminded me about the time Cat did better at investing than actual professional investors, money managers, and the quote about the Cat's methodology that be the professionals is so good. While the professionals use their decades of investment knowledge and traditional stock picking methods, the Cat selected stocks by throwing his favorite toy mouse on a grid of numbers allocated to different companies. Hell yeah. Alright, so that sucked. That's fine. We can get some interesting monsters though. Get out of here. Running Away by Jizz Dior. Zoom? We got a Zebrasaurian, folks? What's this guy start with? No additional attacks? What? The B Life version, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna call him Spot. Okay, so it's got a good life gain. No new techs. This is an okay monster, though. We lost some money there. But I don't know. What can you do? 200 to the cap. Yeah, he starts with 700 exactly. No additional attacks is better than rolling a dust cloud spawn. Yeah, that's what I was stressed about. Very glad we did not get that. Okay, good way to crank up my fear early. I got 30 fear already. The gel didn't last your work shift? No, he did not. He didn't last anyone's work shift. Alright, dude. That fucking come on. Are you serious? Alright, well, we got 62 fear. That's not bad. Late bloom is better than precocious? Eh, not really. Alright. Because it means I gotta, like, grind out a baby stage. I don't want to do that. Just check the YouTube stats and YouTube ranks. You first for the search results for anything in Monster Rancher. Beat the TMS official channel? Hell yeah. That's unsurprising. You should see in Japan, though. People uploading, like, just raw tournament footage with, like, no editing and, like, a half-asleep voiceover getting, like, 10 times the views I do. Let's squish the gel. We got our ass kicked by Gunburn. We got hit by, like, 12 attacks in a row. We did Foolery, despite having, like, 80 loyalty. Just not good. America first? I'm not even an American, brother. I bet Spot seems tired. "52nd state? You wish." Join the US just to lose my healthcare? That's crazy. Can you imagine? Okay, do I go get a tech right away? I can probably get Bite, right? It doesn't have a very high cost requirement. Let's take a look. Bite requires 150 power and loyalty. Minimum. I'm gonna have Quebec, take it or leave it? Damn. He's right, though. Need you for the mines? I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna go on the 4th week. And gain a little bit here. So this puts me at 160. So I technically have a shot. It's not much, but it'll go up every week around errantry. I think it's worth trying it. Yeah, I think it's worth trying it. Is Quebec one that freezes over in town and you can ice skate everywhere? Yes. I think you're thinking, is that Ottawa also does that though? With the Rideau Canal? Quebec's the one where they did the downhill skating competition. Ottawa's the one you're thinking of. Ottawa is the capital city of Canada. It's like how, you know, New York is like what people think of when they think of the United States, but it's Washington, D.C. for some reason. Alright, we got bite. You know, we might do something. So many people think Vancouver is. I don't think that's true unless you're from the West Coast. I don't think a single person thinks Vancouver is the capital of Canada. That it like doesn't live in Oregon. You're from West Coast? I called it. I'm right? I think everyone else thinks it's Toronto. Yeah. New York isn't even the capital of New York? No. That's funny. Your wishes it was Buffalo. That's all I'm saying. Vancouver ain't even the capital of BC? They do be like that. Toronto is the capital of Ontario. Ottawa's not. It's funny. I got this mouse on the screen, I just noticed. I'm sorry, guys. Washington's capital of the U.S. doesn't even get representation in Congress. There's a lot going on in the States. It's complicated. There's not a lot. Like, I've been to most places in Canada at this point in my life. I've been kind of blessed in that sense. I've had a lot of opportunities to like go out west, go out east. I haven't been to like Manitoba or Saskatchewan. Saw Gladiator 2 because I wanted to see the fall of the American Empire would look like. It's true to life. It happened in real life. Gladiator 2 is a fun movie. I saw it with some friends a couple days ago. Not as good as the first one, but I mean, you know, the first one is like maybe like a top 50 movie of all time. That's my opinion on Manitoba. I don't have one. Weaker Thans are from there. John K. Sampson, so it can't be all bad, you know? Propaganda. It's propagandy. That's always gonna get me. I'm always gonna say propagandy, but it's not propagandy. It's propagandy. You got a delay? Yeah, that happens on YouTube. I've only gained 42. 742 Evergreen Terrace for my stats. That's sick. Evergreen Terrace is a good band. They're not from Manitoba. Comeback Kid is from Manitoba. Comeback Kid is sick. Long enduring hardcore band. Sick as hell. A lot of really good albums. Hardcore is one of those genres where it's like, you can kind of put out the same album 10 times and people will be like, yeah, that's sick. But as soon as you change your style, it's like, okay, you're old, I get it, I understand, it's not for me anymore. But Comeback Kid's new stuff is like also really sick. They say new stuff, I mean like stuff from 15 years ago. I live in Manitoba, I'm not missing much. It's just more stabby Saskatchewan. That's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that. It's one great city, though. Finished off the gel, we lost to Gunburn. Ed, and Eddie was Canadian. Great theme song. I guess I just keep doing this. Get out a baby. You know what else was Canadian? I'm pretty sure. Ned's Newt. Just hum the Hey Arnold theme song. Arn, and Arnie. Less people were angry about that than I expected. I expected a lot of people to jump on me for that. Only one person was like, no. Okay, there we go. We got two. All right. we call that farming in the industry, folks. A lot of mid-90s Nickelodeons use Canadian actors. Well, Nelvana was like a huge company, right, at the time. And they were in Quebec. Canal Plus is French, but they had a Canadian branch. Thought about Hey Arnold, but I held myself. Ew. He's sowing seeds and reaping the rewards. We're... Birdman. Dude, I saw this video today that I felt so racist watching it, and like I don't know how to describe it. It was just a guy getting a haircut, but it was like an African guy getting a haircut, and I don't think I've ever watched a video before and been like, this was not made for me. Like, it felt like I was watching something that I was not allowed to watch. Guy going off on Jamaican guy, no, it's but I was like shocked, because I don't think it's probably not inherently racist, because it's, you know, Africans making fun of Africans, right? But it's one of those things where, like, if a white guy watched it, like, if a racist watched it, they'd find it very funny. And I also found it funny. That's all I'm saying. But it's like, yeah, Boondocks is a good example of, like, you know, someone who's racist can watch the Boondocks and find it very, very funny for, like, really fucked up reasons. But, like, you know, other people can watch the Boondocks and, like, enjoy it for what it is. So sorry I had to see that. It's just, I don't know. I think as a white guy, you take a lot for granted, is all I'm gonna say. It's very easy to take stuff for granted when, you know, about how you react to things. And, like, the idea that there are not things that are made that don't have you in mind as a target audience. Nuts and gum together at last. Come alive. Racist humor gives POC power in certain forms. I mean, I think that's the thing with, like, any culture, right? Where, like, when you're self-deprecating about your own culture, it's funny. It's like when you make fun of your sister. You can do that, but nobody else gets to fucking talk shit about your sister, right? It's the same kind of thing. My ex-girlfriend was very for the cause. When I introduced her to the Boondocks, she lost her mind. We learned a lot about the writer-creator and how they took the show in a direction he didn't want. It was an unfortunate, despite its entertainment. Yeah, I mean, it's not a subtle show. He's been wearing his durag since 1988. Dude, that shit was funny. Oh my god. Maybe I'll post the video later, not on stream. But it's like, I don't know, not to get like too intellectual about it, but it felt like it was not possible for me to find it funny without being racist. And the person who is making it, like, made it for an audience that's not me. Like, it felt like voyeuristic. It's just, I was like almost embarrassed watching it. I wasn't being all salty or rage about it. No, I didn't use any YouTube words. I didn't go streamer mode. Did you ever see Charlie Brown dubs from 20 years ago? 20 years ago was the year 2004, so yes, I have. That's like peak childhood for me. Dude, why is it so funny to just take a cartoon and like put your own voice on it, and it's like the funniest thing on the planet? I'm thinking more of like, what do you call it? Like the G.I. Joe PSAs. That's more my speed than Charlie Brown shit. But the Great Dolomite Charlie Brown, yes, I do remember that. It's the I'll say it with you kind of humor, like the guys making videos looking at you like, go on, laugh, it's okay. No, I don't even like reading that thought out loud, man. And it's like weird, and I've talked about this on stream before, right? Where like I came from a town of like all white people, right? Like 4,000 white people, very, very, you know, homogenous and very sheltered from like the outside world and like other cultures and things like that. And I remember for a very long time thinking, and this wasn't something I thought on my own. This wasn't something I thought on my own. This was like culturally like the way everybody around me, and I assume society at large thought. But I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s, and for a very long time, while I didn't go around saying it, I thought white people could say the N-word if they did not use the hard R. Like, that's just, like, everybody around me. Fred Durst? Like, just that was the idea. And so, like, I wasn't running around saying it. But it was just, like, there's nobody to check you, right? And, like, I never had an experience where I said it out loud and, like, you know, I got called on it. But, like, I luckily moved, you know, out of a small town and met people from different backgrounds. And, you know, I sussed out that it was not okay. And I never had to be put in a position where it was like, someone was like, hey, don't say that. Or, like, I was able to infer. Just like that in small white towns. Yeah, it is. And, like, it's not okay, but it's one of those things where if you can't, like, canceling is not even the right word, but it's like, it's not, you don't even know there's something bad about it. You think you're saying the right thing. You think you're being respectful, and you're like, I'm not racist. I would never say that. I would never say the hard R version of the word. That's why we have the other versions of it, right? Like, that's just, like, the way you think when you don't have a single person from that culture or, like, from that race being like, no, like, that's not okay. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Not a single person to check you. And then, yeah, moving out of that town was super nice for me. Thought the same in South America, no one cares. I mean, we've had people enter monsters in tournaments, and it's like, dude, that shit is racist. Why the fuck did you pick that name? And they're like, oh, dude, I had no idea, my bad. And it's like, and I know them, and I've talked to them, and, like, you know, faint praise for a white guy to say that this person's not racist. Because, like, that shit doesn't mean anything coming from me. But, like, you can tell there's no ill intent in it. But, like, they've said something, and it's like, that's fucking racist, dude. And they're like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I literally have never been checked on this. Because, like, they're not from, like, English-speaking cultures. Shout out to Tix. Shout out to Down Tempo, baby. We love you. That, yeah. Oh, he doesn't like fish. I've been giving him fish. I'm like, why is he so stressed out? One reggae plant named after a Disney movie. The Cool Runnings plant was, like, something, for sure. There was a worse one, though. Tix twice made a monster. I'm not even gonna get into it because I don't want to throw him under the bus because he's a great dude. That's an OG. That's an actual OG. Grew up in a predominantly Hispanic and black city, and it was a bit of a culture shock moving into a very, very white town after. I can imagine, yeah. I was born and raised in the U.S. Deep South and old money Southern culture, and whoo boy, if I can go back to use different words. It's one of those... Like, yeah, like, exactly like what Macho says here. Like, it's not that it makes it okay, but I don't think you should feel shame over it, especially if you grew past it. If you don't learn from the experience, then it's an issue, right? But I think it's very hard to, like, be serious about it and, like, be, like, overly critical about it, right? If it's like you grew up being told the color of the sky is green, and then you find out one day, no, it's actually blue. It's like, you're ignorant, right? You're ignorant to it. You're not... It's ignorance. There's no malice in it. It's just, you do not know the things you do not know. And you need someone to be like, hey, you can't do that shit. I remember... someone came... Also, I'm like super, super broke, so we gotta win a couple of tournaments here. I got 800. I think we can enter the Blizzard Cup. I remember someone came into the Ontario Smash Discord in the year, like, 2020, which is, like... It had been around for 4 or 5 years at that point. And, they did a search for the N-word. And they did a search for, like, all the permutations of it. I say that like there's a million, but, like, you understand what I'm getting at. And they made a list, and they're like, this word has been said this many times in this server. I think you guys need to do better. Excuse me. And then I was like, okay, like, one, like, you're purity testing for no reason. Like, you don't even go here. Like, you joined the server just to say that. It's like when everybody in Smash was getting outed. Someone was trying to make a name for themselves, right? They were trying to go Gambit mode. And I piped in, I was like, hey, like, I know you are doing this to start shit and you don't actually know any of these people, but 99% of the people who said it are black, so, like, no offense, small white child, but, like, this is not your battle. We looked it up, and it was, like, literally, like, 90% was 2 guys who, like, talked to each other. And that was it. And it's like, you're trying to start shit, like... People are racist. People have unconscious biases. People use words they're not supposed to use. But sometimes, people are just... They're black. People are black. And they say the word. JSND, is it Zebra Zoom? It is. This is Spot. Because he's got spots. My ex ran into that a lot for a while. She had trouble getting used to my English slang. That was not okay for her to say after changing countries and having to adapt to use English outside of that. That's crazy. Like, how bloody is, like, an actual, like, swear? It's not like fuck. It's not like the fuck word. But, like, bloody is, like, an actual, like... You can't say that as a small child. Like, that's a real thing. Or spaz. How, like, spaz is basically, like, the R word in Britain, in England, maybe all of the UK. But here, like, it has kind of the same connotation, but, like, it's not nearly as bad. It just means that you're, like, you're being, like, strange. Nice catch, Blanco Nino. Yeah. Sometimes people are black, Eternal Moosey wins. It's true. I think it wasn't until I was about 11th, 12th grade when I got into Tumblr and realized how stupid I was about stuff. And obviously Tumblr culture has its own issues, but it pushed me into not being a moron. For me, it was like... I want to say it was moving to the city. I remember being like super anti-protest and stuff growing up when like the natives in my area, because I live next to a res, and you know, they would protest by like blocking the highway and this and that. And I remember getting stuck in it and being like, you're just making enemies, like why are you doing this? Like, and I would have been like 15 or 16 or so at the time, being like, what's the point of protesting if everyone's gonna hate you after and this and that. And now as I'm older, I'm more like, you know, people are protesting because nothing else is working. I get it. I'm inconvenienced, but I get it. I understand. It's not the end of the world. And now I think they do it like, probably not doing it anymore because they just won a huge settlement where like everybody got like $100,000 for the government breaking a treaty. The government of Canada, if you guys don't know, like recently paid out about $10 billion to a bunch of different native bands because, you know, they broke treaties and they were found liable. And so a lot of people got rich off it. And I'm happy for them. Good for them. I can't think of like many better uses of my tax money, to be completely honest. But yeah, for a while they were protesting like once a year where they would just shut down this huge major highway. It's part of the Trans-Canada Highway, which is like, you know, a main artery in Canada, as you could figure out by the name. Government approved protest isn't a protest, exactly. But yeah, you smarten up as you get older. You realize not everything's for you. You realize you don't know everything. Cheering hard for Canada post-union strike? Me too, man. My aunt posted something the other day that was like, someone had made some like the whitest arts and crafts thing I think I've ever seen in my life, which was a rock that was painted with the Grinch on it and said how Canada Post stole Christmas or some shit like that. And I was like, that's fucking embarrassing. Like, you're a grown-ass adult. Give your head a shake. Small town near West East Grand Lake Stream. You have to drive through a res to get to, and decades later there's tension sometimes. So what was really like frustrating for me, and this was another like culture shock for me, right? The reserve got a skate park, and I was in grade 9 at the time, which was like peak skateboarding for me, and we used to go, and it was great, and there was competitions there, everything was sick. And then, you know, 2 years pass, and it's like, it's been a while since I've been there, and I go, and it's like super dilapidated. There's a bunch of rocks and shit in the bottom, and like no one can use it. And me and my friend are trying to use it, and we're just getting rocks thrown at us by these like 9-year-old kids who are like mad that these white men are in the res. And like, it sucked. At a base level, I get it, and I understand, right? Like, as 9 years old, you're just doing what your parents tell you to do, right? And if you have long-standing issues with, you know, people of a specific race or whatever, you're gonna react, you're gonna teach your children certain things, right? And so we literally walked like 8 blocks to our friend's house. Like, they're not real blocks, it's like in the middle of the woods, right? But we walked to our friend's house and got him to like escort us back. And then as soon as they're like, oh, there's a native guy there, like they stopped throwing rocks at us. And so we had him just like chill out and watch us skateboard for like 2 hours. I felt bad for him. But I have a zebra now. What happened to Squishy? He got mutilated by gunburn. It was not fun. Upset with Canada Post strike but that's because I got 200 orders stuck in the warehouse. I'm getting anxiety about losing it. I feel that. I get that. And I think that's completely normal. I don't think anyone faults you for that. Suezo strike again. It was really unfortunate how it went down too. We did foolery. We got tongue slapped out of foolery. The foolery chance was really low to begin with. Just everything went wrong. Didn't Canada have a scandal over the Prime Minister taking truckers' donations about protests in like 2020? No. I think you're thinking of a lot of things that are combined there, because the protesters were super, super anti-Trudeau. So he was not getting any donations from them. Oh! I think some of the accounts got frozen, I think is what you're thinking of. Like, they literally, like, froze the accounts of some of the people getting donations because the people that were running the accounts were, like, quite literally running hate groups. And not, like, even in, like, a tenuous, like, oh, everybody's a Nazi type ways, but, like, people who, like, have literature on, like, you know, removing white people, like, non-whites from the country and stuff like that. And they're like, you can't do that. You can't run a group like this. And so, you know, those people got their accounts frozen. And I think that's what you're thinking of. Who would have thought there was a huge crossover between the ultra racists and the people who were insane about COVID lockdowns? Completely unbelievable, I know. Right now, the big controversy in Canada is that the Prime Minister said, look, we are going to halt sales tax. Like, the government's not going to collect any sales tax until the beginning of next year to allow people a huge break on, like, buying commercial goods and stuff for the holiday season. So food, there's no sales tax on food. There's no sales tax on, like, most things that would be considered, like, presents, like toys and stuff like that. And the leader of the opposition was arguing for this for, like, months. They're like, we need something like this. And then the government's like, okay, fine. Credit where credit's due. Good idea. We're going to put it into place. And now he's like, you can't do this. We're going to lose so much tax money. And it's just, it's insane. Like, how politics is quite literally just like, I'm going to do the opposite of you. I don't care about the country. I want power. And the way I get power is by doing the opposite of whatever the other guy does. And it's just like, you wanted this. We implemented your idea, you fucking moron. And now, but of course, you know, the leader of the opposition has a very, like, Trump-like base. And those people don't want anything to do with the Prime Minister, no matter how much his policies, like, improve their lives. It's insane. I don't even like the Prime Minister. I'm not even a fan. I'm not a Trudeau supporter. But, like, Jesus Christ, Pierre Poilievre is, like... It's embarrassing. You can't... I don't think you're an intelligent person if you support him doing stuff like that. If you see it as anything other than cynical, and, like, he's doing it because he wants to win, he doesn't care about the people, but I also have a vested interest in him winning, so, you know, I can bite my tongue and vote for the liar. Like, I get that. Like, you're cynical, you got something to prove. Like, you want him to win because it would make your life better. I understand. But if you see the government doing something like this, which I don't even know if it's a good idea. I'm not an economist. I don't know if it would be a net gain or a net loss for the government. I'm not pretending I know either way. But if the leader of the opposition and the leader of the government both agree that this is the right thing to do, and then as soon as the leader of the government does it, leader of the opposition says, no, this is really stupid, you shouldn't have done this, we're gonna fight you on it. It's just like, you agree with that guy? Like, what's wrong with your brain? Like, are you, like, literally, like, do you need to be spoon-fed? Like, not information, but, like, your food? Like, do you wear a helmet to cross the road? Like, I don't know what's, like, has to be wrong with your brain to support someone like that. Yeah, Trudeau does not have a lot of support, but his opposition has been really, really weak for a long time. So he's gotten away with a lot of stuff. And it just happens where it's like, there are problems, and it doesn't really matter if it's the government's fault or not at this point, right? You've been in charge for 16 years or so, because we don't have term limits Oh, also, we'll get Mach as soon as our next monster dies. We don't have term limits like the US does. You can just keep being prime minister as long as you keep getting voted in. And he genuinely got elected in part because he's a pretty attractive guy. Also because, quite literally the exact same way, people were just sick of having to deal with Harper. And they were just like, look, like, it's been too long. Things are getting, like, steadily worse. Or maybe they're not even. Maybe they're not even. Arguably they were. But maybe they're not even. But it's just like, who else can we put the blame on? Like, the guy who's been in power for 15 years. It's got to be him. And it's cyclical, right? It changes. It doesn't really matter who's in charge. If you're in charge for that long, people are going to make a laundry list of stuff that you've done wrong. Harper was, like, actually fucked. Harper's like, kind of a piece of shit in real life, too. I've met him at events I've done. And, kind of, like, not a great guy. That's all I'm going to say. Is anything like Trump crowd here? A lot of it is that you give people something to hate or blame, they'll act against their own and everyone else's best interest. It's, you know, politics is a team sport, and everyone likes to pretend it wasn't like this before, and it is now. It's like it's always been like this. Maybe it's worse now, maybe it's not. The internet, I think, makes it a lot more noticeable. But this idea that people bipartisanly came together to, like, solve issues and shit is, like, complete nonsense. Like, that's never been the case. And just landed a government job in Alberta? That's not surprising. Not sure what this is about Trudeau, though, when the most known thing about him is collection of shoe polish. So that's true if you're not Canadian, if you don't know anything about Canadian politics. I think the SNC Lavalin scandal is probably a little bit more important, to be completely honest. You know, not to downplay the seriousness of blackface. I think massive corporate fraud is probably a little bit more of a pressing issue. Blackface is still real bad, though. Like, it's not like, it doesn't make it better. But yeah, right now, Pierre Poilievre, who's the leader of the opposition, is, oh, hello. He's never had a job that wasn't government related. Like, out of high school, he got a job at the Conservatives, and he's just been there his entire life. And I feel like that's gotta, like, fuck with your brain. I'm not gonna go for a Gemini pod this year. That's gotta, like, fuck with your brain in, like, a serious way where you, like, don't understand how the world works. Like, you quite literally are not, like, able to do the job. Trudeau's also a Nepo baby, 100%. But he at least had, you know, he was ostensibly an art teacher, right? Just know his brother was involved in a charity scam because my company was heavily involved in the Me to We charity. Oh my god. Dude, Me to We was really funny. And Trudeau's dad sick the military on terrorists in Quebec, which is super based. The terrorists just being French nationalists. This is pretty funny. Worst part of Trudeau's blackface was that he painted his whole body that one time. Damn, really? I didn't know that. That's actually crazy. Commitment to the racist bit. That's insane. Okay, we're still child. I'm not going to be feeding it much in the way of, like, items right now. I think I'm going to try to unlock the 4 monsters this time. I think that's actually a really good idea. No, I don't want to feed a fish. I'm broke. I only have 900 stats. I don't have a lot for stats, but I got 240 power, or 260 power, 240 life, which is a pretty good stat line. Nagil Cup. I don't think we can do Nagil Cup, but probably gonna vote block in next election. Can you do that? Like, are you in Quebec? As a non-Canadian, it was so funny to see all the posts being like, look at how hot the Canadian president is. And then for all the blackface pictures to come out, and his rep just went all the way down. It's interesting as someone who's, like, inside it, you know? Tend to lean Trump here in the US, but I love hearing other ideas or opinions even if I don't like them. I don't hate anyone's idea for their political opinions. Honestly, I like the debate aspect of it. I don't like being in an echo chamber. So, just being real, the debate aspect of it is the least important thing. Like, I can't imagine something less interesting to me than debating somebody for the sake of debating. Like, that's such, like, pseudo-intellectual masturbation. Especially when, like, people's lives are at stake, right? People's rights. Like, I don't know. I couldn't care less. I think that's a very privileged way to look at government and politics. To be like, it's fun to talk about it. Like, dude, people are dying. People are dying under this admin, too. It's not like it's significantly better. But, you know, it's not... How fun it is to talk about it is not the crux, I don't think. I like the math debate. Hell yeah. That was a pretty good Mike Tyson impression, I think. Now my students starve because free lunches are taken away from them in the end. I'll be happy that you had fun debating people. Yeah, it's... You're opening yourself up. I can't save you, is all I'm saying here. Debate class literally teaches you just to vomit your words as fast as possible. The other person can't process what was said and they get dock points. I think that it should be fair if your monster you've already raised in the nuzlocke, you can reroll to get a species you haven't got yet. So that was kind of the... That was a rule at the beginning, right? Worry about death camps for folks like me. Yeah, it's a little bit one-sided on how severe things are looking, right? Though I will say, and I'm saying this with genuine sincerity, genuine respect, and actual, like... I'm actually, like, inquisitive about this. How does one slightly lean Trump? Like, what has he done or demonstrated that you're, like, on the fence, but, like, mostly like his policies? Go spitting. I'm just gonna say it. It's like, I don't, and I'm not saying this to, like, dunk on you at all. It seems like with what he says and the way he talks, near perfect bracket, I know. Can we move on from politics? I'm here for Monster Rancher. You can leave. It's okay. If you're here for Monster Rancher, you're watching the wrong stream, because I don't know if you realize that there's other streams with Monster Rancher on them. That shit is more annoying. Like, if that shit annoys you, like, go watch Monster Bed. It's on 24/7, brother. You don't need me here. Apathy towards the left is how you lean Trump? Yeah, probably. Trump's tariffs policy is gonna get him dunked on so hard. You know, in a just world, you're probably spitting, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna be like, it's good that our economy is losing a shit ton of money. It's good. This is what we wanted all along. I don't think we talk about anything less than Monster Rancher here. What the fuck do you people want me to say about this? Oh yeah, Zoom. You know, he's got the 4 in life, which makes me, it makes me want to, like, just pump points into it early on before we get to Prime, and then once we're in Prime, we'll work on Power a little bit more. His skills, he's got a 3 in skills, so we'll wait until Prime race. Like, it's every day, bro. We got Jake Paul here. I will be mad if the Switch 2 costs 50% more after tariffs. There we go. There's the real shit. Everything we've heard from insiders so far seems like the administration is going to be an infighting shit show, but it might also be coping. I think it's probably coping. Because I think there's so many people in the party who value staying in power more than they value their policies getting enacted and like the government being run the way they want it to be run, right? And so like that's true for both sides. Like very obviously on the left. Very obviously on the left. But I think on the right as well, right? You got like Ted Cruz, cowards and shit like that who are like, you can call me a cuck. Like I forget, what did he call? He called his wife a fat cow or something. And now he's like, oh, Mr. Trump, please. Like, let me shine your boots. I don't know. Like, he's like, that shit's fucking pathetic. Like, you don't agree with the guy. You absolutely don't agree with the guy's policies, but you're getting that paycheck. So, you know. And like I said, like the left is probably worse for it than the right is. I wasn't a fan of Harris or Biden, that's all, and Biden basically wasn't there mentally, and the party still ran him. Did like Bernie in 2016, but his own party wanted to keep power and pushed him out. Not voting for the Dems is like, and I say this as someone who can't vote, right? So I don't have any like stake in the matter. I understand not wanting to vote for the Dems. We lost, by the way. That's fine. We got a little bit of money. I get it. I understand not wanting to vote for the Dems. I wouldn't want to vote for the Dems because they're way further right than the liberal governments are here. They're not as far right as our conservative government is. There was a time where, you know, the Dems were probably further right than the Canadian Conservatives. That's not really the case anymore. Because of the wave of populism. But I feel like voting for the other guy because you didn't like the I don't understand what he would have to have you like slightly eke over. I understand the people who are like full bore, like build the wall, you know, kill anybody who walks into the wrong bathroom. Like those people, I get it. You don't seem like one of those people. Why can't I vote? Because I'm Canadian. I don't fucking live in the country. It makes it difficult. Bernie Bros voting Trump because Bernie lost is so funny. Like, he voted for the exact opposite of what he wanted in the first place. The thing is, that didn't really happen. People like to pretend it happened, but it didn't really happen. There's more Bernie voters voted for Hillary than Hillary voters voted for Obama when Obama won, by like a significant margin. The narrative is that Bernie Bros cost Hillary the election by voting for Trump, but it just, there's nothing to back that up. There's like no stats on that being true. Okay, so I'm gonna get my ass kicked here. Maybe I got 270 power. Oh, I'm talking about Monster Rancher, my bad. This is a politics stream. Bernie Bros more likely than not abstained and then voted for Trump. I think a lot of them just voted left anyway, because, you know. Alright. Barura! Okay, so I'm gonna forfeit here. Oh, I could have kicked his ass! Okay, we're gonna forfeit anyway. Because I said I'd give him... Dude, this dude sucks! I guess it's because Barura's a rank E monster, right? Dude, he's like bad for a rank D in general. Let's win this tournament anyway. Come on, Gotrek. Gotrek and Zagref. Gora, you got your ass beat. Hell yeah. Barura Mesh. Oh yeah, it's... I don't know. It's... The moderate Trump voter is like a weird beast to me, right? I don't want to pretend you're like an evil person. I just don't think like people are thinking it through, you know? Just giving the right a chance to speak made the left hate me, so I guess that's why I started to lean more right. You leaned right because people were mean to you? That's crazy. I'm not a coward, so that hasn't happened to me. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I suppose being someone with morals and convictions makes this a little bit hard to understand. The data does not support the narrative at all. Same with the nonsense about this election. Harris got more votes than Biden when he won last time. Is that actually true? I thought like way less people in general voted. By the numbers, it's not true at all. Yeah. Oh, in the swing states. It's an interesting thing to say. A lot of lies are. It's less people in general, like... There were things about how, like, more people voted for her than voted for Trump last time, right? But Trump got a big boost, if that's what we're talking about. All right. So this is like looking pretty good right now. U.S. elections only like 4 or 5 states matter. Yeah, it's a weird system. But easy way to get the young white male vote is just not to tell them they're the enemy. Yeah, honestly, like, as much as it's like, you know, as someone with a functioning brain, I can understand why that would be, like, both why it's like, come on, man, smarten up. And then on top of that, it's like, I understand, because, like, one side has a support circle for them, right? It's not that they were mean, it's more like they blocked me out. I get that. I don't think basing your politics on it makes any sense, but, like, I do understand, like, at a base instinctual, like, intrinsic level, why you would want to hang out with people who, you know, want to hang out with you. I don't know if you knew, but Biden's own kid said he took showers with her as a teen, and so neither is good. Okay, like, I'm gonna be completely honest. If you think I said anything in this stream pro-Biden, you're making stuff up. Like, you're quite literally arguing for the sake of arguing. This is that debating is fun shit because you didn't fucking listen to a word I said. Being completely honest. You didn't hear a single word I said. Neither candidate's morals were great, that's for sure. But it's like, what are you talking about then? You're straw manning. Someone else said it? No, people said that Trump is a huge piece of shit with policies that, like, actively hurt his constituents, and, like, it's really bad for trans people, it's really bad for students, really bad for children, the school lunch program being taken away. You know, like, this is what they're talking about. Denthorne said it. Biden wasn't a candidate. That's true also, to be completely honest, yeah. I did say Trump is a little convicted racist. It's true. It's true. Hits the healthcare with a bird flu on the rise. That thing starts to turn human to human, I'm dead. Oh my god. Bird flu we gotta worry about now? It's just like... the policies are, like, bad enough, right? But I think to, like him as a person is, like, deeply disqualifying, like, from you as a person who, like, exists within a society. You need to, like, spend, like, a month in the wilderness and come back. Biden took back his word. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand why the Dems lost. What's with all these monsters on the screen of my politics screen? I know. Like, I understand why the Dems lost. They, honest to God, probably deserve to lose. Like, I get it. I understand why they lost, and it makes sense to me. I'm not surprised. But My hang up is the, like, the marginal Trump voter. Debating sounds like it sucks. Yeah. I don't know. People go to school for it. I can't think of anything more annoying than, like, a debate bro who, like, makes money on it. Dehumanizing Trumpers isn't the answer. They're afraid and alone, so like the guy. They like the guy that embodies that. I'm not really dehumanizing them as much as I'm saying agreeing with the things he says and does makes you a shitty person. Like, you're not... you're still human. You're just fucking deeply flawed. And, like... It's just... Yeah, what are they afraid of? They're afraid of black people is what it is. They're afraid of brown people. And they like to pretend it's not that, but that's what it is, right? Like... There's an indie YouTuber I watch who used to be in a debate club in high school. She does nothing but talk about how fun, derogatory it was. And women? Yeah, women too. The thing is, none of us are immune to propaganda, right? Debating my right to be treated like with humanity fucking sucks. Let me have my healthcare, let me use the restroom, and that's what I'm saying. Who cares? Not a big deal. You know why it is a big deal? Because all men think other men are rapists. That's what it comes down to. All men think all other men are rapists. And they will cry about it if you point it out, or like if a woman says it, but men don't trust other men. And, you know, they think, you know, trans women are men, obviously, because that's how their brain works. And well, that's where it comes from, is men don't trust other men. And instead of doing anything about it, they're just like, we're just gonna, you know, make everyone else's life shitty except for ours. Make all the non-men's life difficult. And even in some cases, well, I mean, many cases, other men's life's difficult by extension. 75% true? You know what? I'll take a 75% on that, because it's some shit I just made up. Lifetime channel taught me I can't trust men. I have a friend who works on the Lifetime channel movies, and it's so funny because they will like write and shoot and produce and edit a movie in like 3 weeks. It's so crazy. Bunch of politicians treating trans people like they treat their daughter's boyfriends. Yeah, exactly. Gaslight, gatekeep again. The biggest reason I feel they lost is Harris couldn't win the independent vote on a Trump is a bad... feel they lost as Harris couldn't win the independent vote on a Trump as a platform. 90% of Trump's reported votes are based on economy or border, and I feel she never answered questions about those things. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really arguing that, like, she deserved to win. Like, the campaign was a fucking train wreck, and they did everything wrong. And then once stuff looked like it was going well, they're like, what if we hired Hillary's people? They know what they're doing, and then it got worse. It's fucking embarrassing. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I think, and I'm saying this in good faith, with people who I know are in the chat who are more conservative, that I have met in person, who I know are nice, good people. You know, maybe they don't hate trans people. Maybe they're not at that level of like ultra Trump supporter. I do think most conservatism is born out of not having a diverse group of friends. It's not an insult. We were talking about it earlier, about how like I grew up in a town of all white people, and it really stunted my growth in terms of certain things, and then luckily I got out of it unscathed. but it could have gone badly for me. And how much my politics, and like I was never a conservative, but like, you know, I did become more left-wing as soon as I expanded my horizons. I do think not being exposed to different types of people, and like people like to talk about bubbles, and like it's like oh, get out of your echo chamber and whatever, and it's like people on the left are in an echo chamber, understandably, but people on the right are in like a significantly more obvious echo chamber. Conservatism at its roots is a desire for stability, and liberalism at its roots is a desire for better. That's basically it. But if that is the definition and you're like, Trump's my guy, I think you're on crack. Like quite literally, like you've got to be a meth addict. Yes, I agree. That's all I'm saying, right? It's like, I get it. I think Trump fucked over conservatism forever. That's kind of what I'm thinking too, right? Because it's, how do I say this? Disagreeing about like tax brackets and shit like that, and like how much money should go to like certain social programs and things like that is like not a deal breaker with me and my friendships and whatever. It's like, if you don't think X amount of money should go to school lunches, or you don't think X amount should go to like homeless shelters or things like that, maybe we can find a number that we agree on, right? Or like a compromise. And that is like a conservative and a liberal agreeing on something in the middle. That's fine. When it becomes stuff like trans people need to die, and like I'm not like, it's not hyperbole, right? Like it's the way a lot of these people think, a lot of the people in power. It's like, that's a deal. It's a little bit of a deal breaker. Like, you got to be honest with yourself. Like, you think this certain group of people shouldn't exist. Like, that's insane. You're an insane person. My best friend from Chihuahua, Mexico, and was illegal, and I always treated him just as anyone else. I grew up with a 70% Hispanic black neighborhood, and they're my only friends growing up. I'm not saying diverse in terms of race. I'm saying diverse in terms of, like, backgrounds. You're a Canadian conservative with a trans kid? So, like, what about Poilievre's... I mean, there's plenty of trans parents who hate their kids. Like... I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. Like, I don't know what to tell you, people. If you want to, like, vote for Poilievre, and, like, people who, like, actively want a worse life for your child, I think you need to, like, maybe, like, not be around anymore. Is all I'm saying. Like... You love my kid? You just like the policies that make their life worse. You want them to have a hard life so they'll be stronger, is what you're saying. There's your out. Maybe they don't speak openly about them needing to die, although they do. They're very clearly are not being interested in extending their lifespan and well-being. Yeah. Dems lost trying to defend. Dude, we're talking about all the ways. Yeah, there's a lot of ways the Dems lost. My best friend, essentially, but just saying I'm relatively nice. Okay, I'm sure you believe that. I don't, like... I'm not trying to be flippant about this, but, like... You're saying it with, like, a sense of, like, you understand that what you believe is, like, hypocritical. Or, like, the things you believe in are, like, more in line with people who hate your child than with people who would be supportive of them. So I don't know what the deal is. I'm not gonna lie. And if I'm being honest, I guess at the end of the day, I don't really care. Like, I don't know. I don't know what answer I'm gonna get out of that that's gonna make me not feel worse. I just hope your kid knows that they're loved and they get a support system that matters and like is willing to, like, you know, fight for them. $120 on bite is insane. Sorry to talk about Monster Rancher for a little bit, but I think Dems lost when nobody told Biden to wrap it up and allowed him to even attempt the second term. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did. There's benefits to some of his plans, not all of his plans. But the thing is, you have to look at all of his plans, right? Like, he's running on all of his plans, not just some of them. How's a nuzlocke work in Monster Rancher? You can press ! Nuzlocke. Don't forget the E. Oh no, I said I was gonna fight him. My bad. I have to forfeit this. What even are Polyev's plans? You know, I don't even want to get into it because I don't want to seem uneducated. But like, I don't actually know what he's doing other than just being like, I want to do the opposite of what Trudeau does, and I think the GST cut proves that. Surprised how Biden getting out of Afghanistan exactly like they did in wasn't much of a topic during the campaign. There's a lot of stuff going on. Is the barn sized up that we can get Nuzlocke, Golem, or Baku? Yes, we can. We can get them. We haven't gotten them. They'd both be pretty fun. Golem, obviously, a very good monster. And now that we got Troron unlocked, raising his skills not that big of a deal. Also, yeah, rank, we're flying on stats. We're doing good. Media only shows extremists on both sides, so if people don't have friends on both sides, you end up leaning to one side, basing your logic on extremist view of the opposite side. I don't think that's true. Like, I understand what you're saying. And you're right about the media only showing extremism. But I think if that were true, most people would be extremists. I have a couple of friends who are like conservative in like a begrudgingly vote for Trudeau type of way, where it's like they don't like him, and they don't like a lot of his policies, but they do prefer it over, you know, the identity politics of Polyev and the stuff that goes into voting for somebody who has like a nationalist base. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that are like hard lines in the sand, and pretending it's like, oh, you're being unagreeable because, you know, you want better lives for X and Y or whatever is like, I don't know. I don't think it's that unrealistic to be able to like put your foot down and, you know, be like, that shit doesn't fly with me. Have a good night. Just originally stopped in to renew my sub before bed and got caught up in listening to the conversation. Hope people rest well. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Hope you have a good night as well. Infinity's, you know, not to put him on the spot, but he's more conservative than I am. He's a nice guy. I got nothing against him. There's plenty of people in the stream that are more conservative than I am, and, you know, I'm sure there's still lots of stuff we agree on. Debates and elections should be solved through Monster Rancher 2 original battles. Dude, so just flip a coin. I don't know. I do think, you know, the most salacious stuff is the stuff that gets put on, like, the camera gets focused on it. But the most salacious stuff on both sides is not, like, comparable. Hope we can just get along and we can just root everything to go well. Regardless of who we voted for, we should hope Biden does well or Trump does well. You shouldn't want either one to fail once they're in office. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants him to fail in a way that makes things worse for people. I don't think people are going around being like, gee, I sure hope he fucking tanks everything so he gets out of there. Okay, that's a lie. Tons of people do think that way. Tons of people think that way. My bad. That was stupid of me to even entertain the idea. That's true on both sides. But I think it's just simply like, listen to the words they say, and it's pretty obvious that there are people who are going to be hurt if the ideas are enacted. And if they're not, then why did you vote for him? If it's like, oh, it's not going to be that bad, then why did you vote for them in the first place if you don't trust the words they're saying? And if you do trust the words they're saying, then you and I fundamentally disagree on some important things. That's all I'm going to say. So, you know, someone somewhere is not being serious about this conversation. Hope the tariff thing does not happen. Dude, tariff thing would actually, like, tank the economy so hard. That shit's, like, actually, like, terrifying to think about. Conservatism is asking Trudeau to stop pumping immigration when we don't have affordable housing, is not wanting to stop immigration because of xenophobia. Yeah. I do think there's, like, you know, there's actual merits to being like, hey, we're not in a great spot right now. Additional people in the country is probably not a great idea. Like, it's nuanced, right? Like, I understand why allowing immigration is good because, you know, you get people with different skills and different backgrounds that help run the economy in a better fashion. It's just like having more people, like, less homogenous society has, like, so many obvious benefits, right? But also, if nobody can get a house, raising the population at all, regardless of how it's done, seems like kind of an issue. You need somewhere to put those people, yes. Terrorists are just step one in an attempt to create an ethno-state. It's a little doomer, but I do think, like, it's not unreasonable to think that way. But yeah, like, conservatism is, like I said, like, we disagree on the amount that should be spent on social services. Problem's not immigration. No, so immigration is not causing housing to become more expensive in its own sense. It's more so that, like, we have in Canada, and maybe in the States as well, but we have, like, a literal housing crisis. Like, we literally don't have enough houses for people. So people are coming here and then they're homeless because they, like, there's nowhere for them to live. Rent and, like, you know, stuff like that is a problem as well, but, like, we quite literally don't have enough buildings. It's the whole thing is a shit show. I think it's unreasonable as thinking Kamala would create a communist state. The thing is that Kamala never said anything about creating a communist state. And nobody who votes for Kamala thinks she's going to create a communist state. And nobody voted for her on the hopes she would create a communist state. But that's not true of the other side. Homelessness is by design, is to show the working class what happens when they stop working. You're speaking my language, but I'm just saying. No incentives for low-income housing, so builders don't want to bother. You're just gonna keep things the same, which is arguably, like, worse, right? What? Ban corpos from hoarding rental properties. That's the real goal, right? That's the real crux of it. I don't think that any Republican has ever vowed to create an ethno-state. That's a crazy thing to say in earnest, my friend. Like, we're having, like, a... You know, it's a heated discussion, but it's been... civil, but that's actually an insane thing to say. There's no way you actually believe that. Do I think most of them think that? No, I don't think so at all. I don't even think a lot of the people who like have outwardly said it actually think it. It's just, you know, they're playing for power. Worse isn't really how I put it. It's more disappointing. Yeah, okay, I feel that. Communists all hate the Democrats because they're too conservative and capitalist. So you believe that it is a Republican platform to form an ethno-state? I think there are many people in power who would be happier if America was white only, yes. I think that's pretty cut and dry. I don't think that's surprising to most people. Maybe it's not the number one. There are that many people on the left that want a communist state, but are those people Kamala Harris is the difference. Trump's pretty, like, outwardly racist. Like, it's apples and oranges, my man. Pun unintended. There are definitely people who want states to be communist. Absolutely. None of those people have any power, though. And also, I don't think those are of equal severity. Like, one is social and one is economic. I think the idea that government is actually trying to make an ethno-state is as wild as Democrats trying to make a communist state. I think there's definitely people who would prefer it if the states was all white. I don't think that's even, like, remotely, like, wild to say. In Trump's government, yeah. Like how the whole, like, oh, I don't support Project 2025, I just support all its policies type of way. Like, that shit's so funny, man. Like, come on. As a radical leftist, I prefer outward racism to this weirdly subtle genocide with the extra steps of the Democratic Party. That's unbelievably white to say, but as a white guy, I think I can say that. Yeah, the mass deportations for illegal immigrants is like a pretty silly thing. This has been a fun stream. I like how the guy was like, hey, don't talk about politics, just talk about Monster Rancher, did actually leave. Like, I appreciate that. No, I don't appreciate that he left. Like, you know, sorry, brother. But he didn't, like, stay and fight about it. He was just like, yeah, it's not for me, I'm out. And that's cool. Shut up and dribbled. Streamer man. Don't think they'll be able to get half that stuff passed for 2025. It's just all too outlandish. Just laying the seedbed, though. But that's how, like, that's literally play number one in the book, is say something too fucking extreme, so when you dial it back, it's like, well, that's okay then. Shut up and ranch. That's like, both sides do that. That's, everybody does that. That's tactics in business 101. Was he making claims just as wild as last time he got elected? Sure. I think the most damning thing, regardless of, like, you know, how realistic some of these claims are, and, like, you know, maybe they don't want an ethno-state or whatever, is that the government, like, the sitting president allowed an insurrection to happen. And was like, I don't condone it, but it's kind of cool though, right? And then they're like, yeah, let's vote for that guy again. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you don't give a shit about democracy. Did he do what he claimed last time he was elected? A couple of things, yeah. Roe v. Wade was nonsense. You're being an insane person now. I'm starting to think you're not as You're not as well balanced in this as you think you are. You are being an insane person, yes. Explain to me legally how it makes a lick of sense. I just think it shouldn't be up to the states to determine whether or not someone should have an abortion or can have an abortion. Just because you like the effect of something doesn't make it a sensible law? Sure, like quite literally, yes. You can't just pretend laws exist. You absolutely can. Yeah, exclamation mark nuzlocke. If you're talking about the sense of a woman being able to get an abortion, like, you're in the wrong stream. Like, this isn't the stream for you, is all I'm saying. Trump literally said immigrants were poisoning the blood of our country in December. Yeah. It's healthcare. Yeah, it's pretty simple. What's the purpose of the law? To allow people to get abortions, like regardless of what a 70-year-old white man like in power has to say about it. Bodily autonomy. Yeah. I think it's pretty simple. I think like if you're being honest about it and you're not trying to start a fight, it's very easy to parse why. If it's fine to pretend that law exists, what is the purpose of the law? What the fuck are you talking about? You're not trying to troll? Did you get hit by a bus before you joined the stream? What the fuck are you talking about? Think it's nonsensical? Okay, and I think you're being nonsensical. It's that simple. It's life-saving healthcare. It's pretty simple. Easy access to abortions is a healthcare right. If you think that's nonsensical, I'm sorry. Go to a state that allows abortions, they literally don't do that. Like, I know you're trying to be smart here, but you sound like a moron because they'll actually stop you at the border if they think you're going across the border to get an abortion. Like, I'm sorry your brain got screwed in backwards before you decide to start talking, but do like a tiny bit of research first, please. Said all this about immigrants and then pointed a South African immigrant to his new Department of Government Efficiency. The fact it's called Department of Government Efficiency and it's just because it's an acronym for Doge is like, does he like want to be the most unliked guy on the planet? That is not true. They're literally like it's true. I'm sorry. Leave it to the states to decide. If you don't like the decision, vote them out of office. Holy fuck, man. Holy shit. That's the part of the right I don't agree with. Yeah. Just vote. Just vote, brother. We don't need laws. If you want murder to be illegal, then just vote for the party that doesn't want murder to be legal. That's crazy, man. Holy fuck, man. Yeah, matters of personal liberty up to the state's pretty easy. Listen, my wife works in labor and delivery, and the trauma she brings home from just delivering a dead baby or a mother dying is insanely saddening and frustrating. Can't imagine what it's like to be the people who are in those situations. Yeah. I don't think I ever talked about this on stream, and maybe it's not really my place to talk about it, but it is my family. My mom had a miscarriage after I was born, and, you know, never really talks about it. So, my sister was born 2 years after I was, and she had a pregnancy in the middle where it was non-viable, and she miscarried. And I remember as a kid saying, oh, so I almost had another brother or sister. And she burst into tears. Like, immediately. She was just like, yeah, this is a thing that happened, and I said that, and it was like the saddest thing that had ever happened. And I felt so bad as a child, because like I didn't understand the gravity of it at all, right? And I'm sure lots of people deal with it in different ways. And it's not as extreme of a reaction for a lot of people, and for some people it's worse. But she was like, don't ever say that again. And I was like, damn. All right, I'm 9 years old. I'm so sorry. Didn't mean it, and she knew that. Oh no, I felt bad, and she knew it wasn't my fault because I was just curious. There was no sense of like a how dare you say that type of thing, right? But it meant so much, and like that would have been like 9-10 years later. It was still like it hadn't healed, right? That's rough. I'll never have to deal with that. That's so insane to think about. Mom had some miscarriages too, but she was lucky, and it happened very early and looked like a blood clot. I mean, obviously, like, the length of it would change how drastic you react to it as well, right? I should probably raise my skill at some point. Okay, I got 1,300... Okay, so there, yeah, Lord Locke, I think that's the crux of it, right? If anyone had an issue with Roe v. Wade being a bad law, which is questionable, but if that is the issue, then why did they work so hard to block every attempt at replacing it with a better law, and instead decided to just get rid of it entirely? I don't know. Well, I do know. I know exactly why. These aren't hard questions to answer, is the thing. People like to pretend it's more nuanced than that, but it's not. A lot of the time, it's not. I, as a woman, have watched my rights been stripped away over the course of my life, full stop. I don't want anyone telling me or anyone else to simply move to a different state. Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. It's so crazy to, like, be in chat, like, watching a stream at 1 in the morning, like, you don't have, or, fuck, 11 at night, you don't have work tomorrow. Like... How would you get up and move? Are you gonna let mom drive you? Like, where are you going? Are you gonna work that out? I don't know, man. I think, you know, it's trite, but my politics are almost entirely just be good to other people. And not a right or left thing. Like, I'm obviously very left-wing, but I'm not saying you can't believe that and also be conservative, or you have to be left-wing to believe that. And there's plenty of people on the left who have, you know, visions of power and don't want to be good to other people. They want to be good to themselves. But it's just like... I mostly support any policy that makes life for other people better, without it being at the cost of making it worse for other people, right? So, things like, I think social programs are a net gain. You know, people like to talk about how they're a drain on the economy, but they end up usually helping the economy in the long run, so it's win-win to, like, have after-school programs and to have community centers and public parks and things like that that are taxpayer-funded. I think that is good. And a very obvious good with, like, demonstrable rewards. It increases quality of life for people. You know, that's the type of shit I believe in. And there's people who, like, just simply disagree because they're like, I don't want my money going to things that I didn't spend my money on. And okay, I think that's selfish. Universal healthcare is another one. I don't think that makes you, like, a terrible person in the long run. Like, you know, I think it just means you're selfish. And I also don't think, you know, I think there's probably limits on, like, taxes as well. Like, people are like, yeah, tax billionaires 99%, which seems like, you know, I feel like there needs to be some incentive to, like, build the economy up. And and a profit motive is there. I understand people will make great stuff without profit motive, but I'm not opposed to, like, you know, higher taxes, obviously, but not as insane as a lot of people are saying. I do know how much $1 billion is, yes. Oh, no, okay, so my argument is more so that, like, there are people who think the taxes should be more aggressive than I think the taxes should be. I still think they should be taxed. My point is just, like, the numbers differ between, like, my opinions and the opinions of other people. My opinions are still probably that they should be taxed, like, pretty significantly. And significantly more so than they are now. What that exact number is, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend I've done the math on it. But yeah, that's basically where my politics sit, is just like, I want things for the greater good, even if it comes at a small personal expense to myself. I'm okay with paying taxes if it helps out other people that, like, literally cannot help themselves. Any thought on the tariffs? The tariffs seem fucking insane. They seem like just like a bad idea for everybody. I don't understand. No one wins in a trade war? Yeah, exactly. Like, it's obviously bad for me because, you know, it affects Canada significantly. But also, America just simply does not have the workforce they're pretending they do to, like, make that shit fly. Wasn't expecting ranching to get so real. The thing is, and why I don't like getting into, like, debates a lot of the time, is people start off being like, I'm very, you know, I'm centered, no nonsense, whatever, and then you push them a little bit, and it's like, it's not the case at all, right? And I'm not here to expose people, because I don't give a shit. Like, you can be, like, weird and, like, shitty on your own, and if you watch the stream and you never say anything about it, then that's fine, and I, like, you know, I'm blissfully ignorant. I don't fucking want people to expose themselves. I don't want them to show their ass and have me have to be like, it's crazy that you think Roe v. Wade being overturned is a good thing. Like, I don't want to have to be that guy. Do I still live in Canada? Yes, I do. Very literate with American politics. It's impossible not to be, is the thing. America is our closest geographical neighbor. 10 times the population. All of our media is American, so much so that Canada has laws in place that X amount of Canadian content in radio and TV has to be Canadian-made content, because we're so worried about American culture just, like, completely eclipsing our own. And then also, you know, when you have, like, 4 billion army bases all over the world, it's hard not to pay attention to it. Grew up on CanCon, we got a lot of their kid shows, hell yeah. There's a lot of really shitty CanCon, but there's... Yvonne of the Yukon always comes to mind. That shit didn't need a paycheck from the government. But there's a lot of it. The lot about Canadian programming is resulting in Canada having some of the most diverse animation production outside of Canada. Yeah. Yvonne of the Yukon is made by the brother of my mother's acupuncture treater. That's so funny, man. Yvonne of the Yukon is one of those things where it's like, I didn't like the show. I'm not gonna pretend I like the show. But it's very funny to me that it exists. And I don't begrudge them for making it. I'm just like, I don't know. American politics reaches Japan. It's, you know, it's one of those things where Americans are the first to cheer about being a global superpower and being the strongest country in the world and all that stuff. And then as soon as anybody has anything to say about it, it's like, why do you care? It's like, I don't know, man. I guess you're not important. Like, I don't know what to say. I know no one here is saying that. No one's, like, making an argument about it. But it's just like, either you're important or you're not. Like, I don't know what to do, man. Anyway, I'm almost at 1400, so we're gonna do this. My mom asked him about it, and apparently acupuncture guy's brother said something to the fact that he in part just really hates France. That's insane, man. That's so good. Max and Ruby is a blessing of Canada. Thank you, Treehouse. Was Treehouse Canadian specifically? Because I know, like, instead of Cartoon Network, like, we had some Cartoon Network, but, like, we had Teletoon, right? And Treehouse is all Canadian programming? Okay, sick. It's not all Canadian programming, because Treehouse had a lot of, like, British stuff on it.
Alright.
Hey, Kelbra, thank you. Or Kelbora, thank you for the follow. Saw the news this morning that fentanyl comes from Canada. Oh, man. It doesn't come from Canada. There is fentanyl production in Canada, but to pretend it's coming from Canada and not being made in the States too is like, isn't like a very funny thing to believe. Having visceral anger at a whole country is wild. Dude, I hate this. I can't win. I'm still in it. I got power. Attack. 13 seconds. Attack. 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 Fucking do something. 400 life. 400 life. Oh my god, Spot. That's so funny, man. They gave me medical fentanyl and I burned my hand. That shit slaps. Hell yeah. Anyway, that's a good way to end the stream. I know people don't like talking about politics. I don't really like to talk about it either. It's not that I'm apolitical. I'm very obviously quite political and my beliefs are strong. But it's more so that, like I said, I don't want to have to out people, right? I don't want people to have to be your follow killed him. It's your fault. I don't want people to just out of nowhere be like Hitler Jr., right? And then it's like, oh, we gotta deal with that shit now. In order most of its life to fail in Susvan, yeah. That's fine. They're calling it the worst Nuzlocke episode ever. I'll probably cut a lot of that out. Anyway. Okay, what do I have for money? I got 7 grand? We got money. We're doing okay. Alright, let's see who's next. And then tomorrow, we're gonna get into it. Twitter's running a propaganda campaign to say Hitler was the good guy. Is he really? That's so funny. Regular ass Suezo? I'm sorry, I'm pulling the claws. I can't run a 5th Suezo. There's so many monsters I have available, and I'm just getting the same 3 monsters over and over again. Jacob is here. Is this the Discord? Jacob would have been a good name. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I can make this work. We can make the hopper work. We'll try the hopper. 3 power, 3 speed, 5 skill. Momo? Is Momo? That black hound the person was asking for earlier? Yeah. That's fine. We'll pick a hopper. We'll try and make hopper work. He starts with 92 life? That's not bad. 92 life is okay. When hopper starts with like 70 life, it's an issue. Politics? Politics is a good one. That's good enough for me. We can get the hot spring, yeah. If we can make it to rank B. You didn't get anything, but what's special about this breed is it has an 8 guts rate, which is very fast. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Politics of the vile creature. Oh, fuck! He's got 840. So, we gotta put 60 points into life, I think. Imagine nuzlocking with a Nighton. Nighton has low stats to begin with, though, so that's not bad. Only 57 under the cap. That's probably gonna make it harder, but we'll just raise life. We'll just do some pole drills, I think. And we'll be okay. Anyway, Hopper Mochi's hideous? Yeah, he's hideous, but he's cute. That's the kind of politics I'm okay with agreeing with disagreeing on. But I think he's kind of cute. Usually down to talk politics, I gotta steal myself for Trump. That was just my whole, that's how it started, right? Is someone was like, I lean more Trump, and I was like, how, like, I understand people who, like, buy into what he's selling. But to, like, be, like, on the fence, but slightly Trump is, like, I don't know, man. That's, like, I don't really get it. Outside of, you know, only having people in your life that have the same worldview. I don't know. Because I think, like, if you're really, really, like, far to the right... Is there a new file after Balto died? No, I didn't. It's the same file. Never noticed how yellow his mouth and beak was? Yeah, he's got lip jaundice. Like, if you're really into it, then I get it. Like, I understand. But if you're, like, only a little bit into it, it's like... You just don't care about world news and things like that, I think is... Or, like, you're not invested in the conversation, I think is what it comes down to. And, like, that's, you know, not a bad place to be. To, like, be able to just, like, not give a shit is... Like, we should be so lucky. I can get away with not giving a shit, honestly, a lot of the time. If Polyev gets elected, it's not really going to affect me. It's going to affect a lot of people I care about, but me personally, like, I'll be fine. So, I understand that's selfish, though. So, I don't know, it's just like, I guess I understand, but I also understand that it's like coming from a place of ignorance, right? To, like, believe that, I don't know. It's people love to show their ass when we're talking politics, though, and that's, like, the worst thing. Like I was saying, it's not even that I don't like talking about it. I kind of like talking about it, and you know, I've never been one to shy away from an argument. But it's just I don't want to have to deal with somebody being, like, explicitly, like, problematic, and not problematic in, like, a tomfoolery way, but problematic in, like, what we saw today, man. I don't want to deal with it. Just, you know, that people can't avoid fighting about it. Got a straight white male in America. I got all the luck I need. I haven't listened to AJJ in a long time. It did make the stream go by hella fast, it's true. It did also make the stream go by hella Jeff. Okay, let's find someone to raid. I am white. Dude, I showed that fucking song to my roommate at the time. I say roommate, I was renting a room from him. He was an older guy. And I showed it to him because Knife Man had just come out. And I was, like, hyped about it. And Knife Man was, like, what, 2011 or something? And I was super hyped on it. And I showed him that. And he got so angry. And as I would learn, it was not the best song to show someone who I've been living with for, like, 2 days. Because they were, like, ultra right-wing, ultra, like, MRA. And the song about how, you know, things are pretty okay for me because I'm a white guy and I can kind of, like, be checked out and I'll make it through. was like not what he wanted to hear. Oh my god. I got a sparkle on my face. I got sparkles all over. It's from my... Here's another. My wife makes... I do see it. Oh, that's funny. My wife makes dog clothes, if you're new to the stream. And, it's just there. It's everywhere. I got sparkles everywhere. Okay. Oh, have you guys not seen... Okay, I guess if you're new to the stream... Here. This is my doggy. This is Bacon. Got 25,000 followers on Instagram. And she makes all these clothes. Most of them. I don't think she made that. Like, she made this and that. Made this, like, bathrobe out of a... Oh, yeah, I can't click because I don't have Instagram. Bathrobe out of, like, an IKEA bag. This flower shirt is one that sells really well every year. Anyway, I got a cute boy. Alright. 10 out of 10 would stream again. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't want to get in fights with people. It's that simple. I don't want to get in fights with people, but I guess that's why I don't like talking politics, right? For the most part, is that I am not going to bite my tongue. And obviously that's an issue sometimes. You ever raid people, music people? I know I do some singing. There's a violinist that's pretty amazing if you need a suggestion. I am looking for someone to raid. I was looking at Monster Rancher. But someone's actually playing... oh, Jakster's playing. Okay. So, I've never met Jakester, but they were in the Discord. And they were talking. So, we're gonna go raid them. I don't ever raid music people, really. Not that I got anything against it. It's just it's such a different vibe. I don't want to debate. It's the thing. I believe what I believe, and, you know, I'm not afraid to, like, say it and fight. But I don't want to. I kept a level head the whole time. I did say someone was being insane. I don't know. I don't want to, like... pretend I understand people's like what's going on with their shit. I don't want to pretend I know why people are like, I don't want to pathologize, right? I don't want to pathologize and be like, oh, you think this because you think this because you think this. I do think not having like a diverse friend group and like people from different like backgrounds is a pretty rough way to like live your life. And it's not like, that's not a judgment call. That's just, it's shit that happens, right? It's circumstance. And more often that leads to a conservative worldview than the opposite. Though obviously being in a liberal echo chamber can do the same thing. Or leftist echo chamber, I should say. I don't think liberal echo chambers exist. That's just the status quo. But the whole, like, I'm conservative and I have a trans kid and I love my kid is like, why are you conservative then? like, what policies do you believe? It's like the whole, like, I'm fiscally conservative, but, like, socially liberal. And it's like, there's a lot of problems, but the causes of those problems are very good. Like, that's, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Will never drive me away, never apologize, believe exactly how you do. It's what makes you you. It is, we rated. GG's. See you guys later. If you're still on YouTube, thank you. We have actually rated on Twitch, so that's gonzo. But the YouTube guys specifically, thank you. I appreciate you hanging out. Tonight might have got a little heated. There's only so much Monster Rancher you can talk about, though. So I'll see you.